Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Good morning, Christopher, Joseph, and Curtis. We got a great broadcast lineup for you today, as I hope and I pray that we always do. You can definitely be a part of the conversation. All you have to do is give us a call, 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Waiting on everybody to get in this morning. I'm a little punctual this morning. We start right at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, so actually everybody will be coming in just a minute or two. But I want to know, man, how's everybody day starting already? It's early morning. Early morning. Do you have a busy day ahead of you? What's going on? I want to talk about a few things today. Do have a topic for today, and our topic for the day is stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. Do we take the time to do that? Or a lot of times when we get into a discussion, with somebody, is that discussion basically just to prove our point, to make our point, to get across what it is we want to get across? We ain't concerned about what nobody else think, what nobody else say, how they feel. We're not concerned about that. So if we just take the time to stop, look, and listen, sometimes it may turn out a little better than what we expect or want it to be. We got a few things we're going to talk about before we get to that part of the conversation. We have Captain Leonard. I see he's in with us now. Captain Leonard, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family.
Hey man, we rolling this morning, brother. We are rolling. We rolling, and rolling with rush. What's going on, man? I know the early voting is going on, man. I met with a few people yesterday, man, that actually running for office. That invited me out to a meeting, and had quite a few. As a matter of fact, I got quite a few people that's gonna be coming on in the next couple of weeks. On Fridays, where we're gonna have them, and they're gonna talk about what they want to do or what they plan on doing, um, if when and if they get into office. Um, remains to be seen. But what's going on in the political arena right now? Let
um,
me clear my throat.
when you talk about the political arena, of course, we have those issues when it comes to the committee investigation and things of that nature still going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that one, a lot of things are being exposed,
Yeah.
and it's really going to shock me with these midterm elections what's going to happen based on the responses and the activities of the GOP.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely coming out with this anti-abortion, trying to overturn Roe versus Wade, that really should push Democratic voters out to the polls more.
Mm-hmm.
That should really also change a lot of votes on the Republican side of women who still support the Republicans, despite their disdain for them having control over their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So the GOP kind of created that's a problem for the GOP, which is why most people believe that it's not leaked.
Mm-hmm.
Someone did it on purpose
Wow.
to expose the background, what's going on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also on the global stage, what is huge is the fact that Sweden and Finland have decided, well, Finland for sure has decided to join NATO,
Mm. Okay.
and Sweden is not far behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a direct response and a reaction to Putin's advancement on the Ukraine.
Yeah.
So these are other areas that kind of border on Russia. And what they're doing now is fearing the fact that this is where Putin will turn his eyes on next.
That's object of his aggression.
Yes. So by them joining NATO would make them eligible for NATO support. And if
Mm-hmm.
there were any issues, the members of NATO would be involved automatically
Mm-hmm.
because it would be a part of NATO, Finland and Sweden, because
Yeah.
they have pretty much remained independent
Mm-hmm.
of conflict and things like that in the world. And so them actually moving towards NATO now is a big deal. Now, what a lot of people say about Putin is running out of support. However, we know that his whole presidency is not about the support of his people.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a dictator that does doing what he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they are suffering from that. And people that talk about war and all these other types of things forget that war takes a toll. War takes a
Mhm,
toll on your economy. Look at our
mhm.
military spending budget.
Yeah.
Our military spending budget is bigger than most countries' budget,
Mhm.
just for our military.
Yeah.
So right now you see where you hear and if you're reading other news that Putin is not being as successful and he's not supported as much. However, he's still on the same track.
Mhm.
So we don't know what's going to go on with Ukraine. When is there going to be a official takeover declared where he has assumed power for the Ukraine? Their president, I believe, Zelensky, is still in place, so he can't really claim a victory over the war as of yet,
Mhm.
unless there's some type of surrender or something like that. But we do know that the people of the Ukraine are fighting. America is still sending aid as well.
Mhm.
So this could be their Vietnam or whatever. We don't know, really. And it just depends on where he decides his aggression will go next.
And see, my whole thing is the total disregard of human life.
Complete disregard for all the innocent women and children
Yeah. Yeah.
that are
Exactly.
being killed.
Mhm.
Why? Because some weirdo wants to control them.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
this is what people can talk about America and things like that. And we would hope that one, all efforts are sincere.
Mhm.
Based on the history and the propaganda of the United States, we would hope at least that we trying to advance something for the common good.
Mhm.
And I know it's easy to throw stones and criticize and America this, America that, and blah. What would you do?
Mhm.
Because you would do the same thing America is doing
Yeah.
on a personal level. You do the same. You
Mm.
act the same. You do the same thing. So
Mhm.
when people talk about, I can't believe America did this, I can't believe America did that. Well, I don't know why. Because you would do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why you think America wouldn't do it?
Mhm.
And that's the mindset people have to look at when you're looking at certain things. If I was in that position, what would I do?
Let it make it make a comparison on a very, very much smaller scale. And I asked the question: if somebody, not you, but if an individual
Mhm.
walked out their house and they saw somebody breaking into their neighbor's house, they saw it.
Right.
They saw it. You see it. It's
Mhm.
happening right there in front of you. What would you do?
Me,
You
I would
know,
call the police.
yeah, you know that this person, they're hardworking people. They good people, average people, decent people, have children, small kids, and you see someone breaking in the house 2 o'clock in the morning. What would you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna
The,
call the police and notify my neighbor.
exactly. And that's what you're saying right now. Hopefully, good people, decent people will do the same thing. We want to go out there and assist in some kind of way. Now, we're not saying you're gonna run out there and confront the burglars and try to do this and do. We ain't saying you have to do all that. We don't.
Right.
We're not saying you have to do all that, but you do have to do something. Call the authorities. Call your neighbor on the phone. Look at, man, somebody coming through your window, bro. Get up.
Because you would want somebody to do that for you.
Exactly. And see, and that's the part right there, man. Russia is invading these people, man. All the innocent women and men, women, and children. And
Right.
children, man, they don't have a care what they going to. They say they're going into schools and daycares and churches and synagogues and all kind of different things, but they don't care.
No.
They have
No.
they're having a care. Go ahead, Leonard.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing in the world, right there. They don't care,
Mm-hmm.
and that not caring has a face,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's a certain type,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Say it. Say it.
and we've seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
Out of control,
Yep.
wicked, white, racist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is their motivation. A lot of them just seek to steal, to kill, and destroy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
And if that is what you're doing, don't try to tell me you're doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
Even with America, what's the point?
Yep.
At least be able to explain the point
Mm-hmm.
of what you're doing so people know why you're doing it. I'm not saying you should stop or keep doing it, but at least explain to me so I can decide whether or not, one, I would support it.
And I couldn't, truth of the matter, just me talking. Again, this is me talking for me. I ain't talking right now for DK. I'm talking for me. There's nothing they can say to justify them killing them innocent people like that. There's nothing they can say to make me say, okay, you got a point. You okay. What do you think? 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. Tell us what you think. Phone lines are open right now. But Leonard, there's nothing they can say, man, to me to justify what they're doing.
Well, and it's not so much as justification for me
Mm-hmm.
because I can understand things and not support them,
Mm-hmm.
or say I wouldn't have made that decision.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not what I would have done because I'm not that type of person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead of looking at it from the point of it's them, what would you do?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be throwing no rocks and criticizing if you don't know what you would do. What would you do?
Yeah.
And not taking a position shows your weakness,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows how much you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be a good leader.
And I go back to the old verbiage, man. Saying nothing is accepting what's being done.
Yes, yes, and we have to. We really have to consider that, and I
Mm-hmm.
always like to apply it to your regular life.
Mm-hmm.
You looking at this here on the news and all this, but how do you treat your neighbor?
Yep.
How do you treat your neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really any different than what you see being played out on the global stage?
Mm-hmm.
If 1,000 out of 2,000 said we treat them right, that's still only half.
Mm-hmm.
That's still only half. That means you have a whole nother half that doesn't think the same.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. Yep.
So when I hear people throwing it all to the wind, well, they are the birds. How is it? Wings on the same bird. How do they
Yeah.
say that?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lie because if
Birds
they
of a
weren't
feather
the
flock
same,
together. Mm-hmm.
if
Yeah.
they weren't the same, they wouldn't be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
There wouldn't be so much turmoil. If they
Mm-hmm.
were the same, you wouldn't have one side blocking bills that would help the American people,
Mm-hmm.
and the other side saying America needs help. The people need to help themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what you have to think about. It's not as clear and cut and dry as people wanted to believe when 50% of the people voted for a lunatic and would probably vote for him again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still,
Still fighting for him. Still fighting.
yes,
For him. Yeah.
people who still fighting for the wrong side.
Mm-hmm.
You have these guys running for office who are under investigation for murder,
Mm-hmm.
winning primaries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those things are real.
Mm-hmm. It is.
When you hear about sheriffs and all, look at the sheriff in the news now that groped Judge Hatchett.
Mm-hmm.
So this is you can't sit back and say what ain't happening when the evidence is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Quit sitting around making up stuff and always looking what happened 100 years ago when yesterday is a lot closer.
Yep. Or even today.
Even today.
Mm-hmm. Well, you only have to go. So you don't have to go back so far as yesterday, man.
No.
What about today?
What about what wicked stuff has already been done, and it ain't but what a little bit past 7 Eastern.
Exactly. And I guarantee you, somewhere there's something going on right now.
Thank you.
Right
I
now.
read a story in the news I read the other day, yesterday, I believe. How you digging for a hole for somebody you murdered, and you don't had a heart attack and fell in the hole yourself?
Lord.
Karma.
Oh yeah.
Karma.
Come back and get you.
So yes, things gonna get rough, but you should at least be trying to do better when you see things getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall into the trap. Oh, woe is me and blah blah. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do the pitiful people.
I
really don't.
You don't like that woe is me conversation, do you?
No, never, never.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, I don't do no pity parties.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You can be miserable by yourself. You don't need my help.
Mm-hmm. Don't think you know invitation, brother.
No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir. I can't do it. Anybody coming to try to rob me of my joy is the enemy.
Mm-hmm. Where your video at?
Man, I don't know what's wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm not on screen, I can see myself in the backstage view.
Uh-huh.
But whenever I go live and I switch, like my video's on right now.
Mm-hmm.
but for
Wow.
some reason it's not working. But if I put on my avatar, did you see it pops right
Yeah,
up?
yeah, pop right up. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So for some reason when it's on, the camera is not working, and I've complained to the people. So maybe there's a fix or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't happen the first time. I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Keep
So
your avatar up there. Let's at least keep something on the screen.
all right.
Let's have something up there. But but Leonard, I want to ask another question. This is something totally different. And it's been happening a lot here lately. You know, it ain't new, but it's been happening a lot here lately as well. But road rage, man. This young lady, this one young lady, she's in the news right now. Got upset. She's a grown lady,
Mhm.
maybe about 35, 40, something like that. I'm guesstimating her age. Got upset at some teenagers on the highway. I think it was I-20. And then she shot into people's cars, shot
Mhm.
one of the kids in the head
Mhm.
because of road rage, man.
25 to life. I mean, I
I
would
think
definitely look at 25 to life, no parole.
I think that's what they're actually looking at right now because
Yeah, yeah.
but road rage, man. You know, to me, a car is already to me, it could be considered a deadly weapon. And we driving them things up and down the road every day. And you get upset because somebody cut you off or some say that she argued at the young girls and the young one of them threw a bird at her, hey, you
Mhm.
number one. And and when she did that, the young lady, I say young lady, but she's a grown adult, got angry, took out her gun, followed them, man, followed them down the road
Mhm.
till she got to a point and she shot pow, pow, pow in the car, hit the young girl, man. Girl, 17 years old. I'm guessing around 17 years old. Still a teenager. Shot her in the head, man. And the mother on the news, she talking about how, this whole thing happened and it could have been avoided.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, road rage, man. And it's dangerous
And
out there.
an out of control person is out of control in their house, in their
Mm-hmm,
car, in their
mm-hmm,
front yard, at
mm-hmm.
the school, down at the school, in the grocery store. I
Yeah.
don't care. An out of control person is an out of control person.
Mm-hmm,
And then you use the excuse of road rage,
mm-hmm,
but I guarantee you that person had issues anyway,
mm-hmm.
looking for an opportunity.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I don't trust people that don't know what they gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's crazy, man. You could have kept on going about your business.
Yep.
You was in a
Yep.
car.
Mm-hmm.
You had an exit of the situation. Everything it could have been dropped,
Yep. Mm-hmm. Just like
but
that.
you decided to try and murder somebody, a carload of people at that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I would get you. If I was a prosecutor, I would hit you. If 4 people was in the car,
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yeah.
hit you with that many charges of attempted murder.
Mm. Mm.
Period.
But what you're saying is people may say that is out there, but truth of the matter, she could have killed all four of them.
All that
She
is
could have
exactly why she would have
yeah.
gotten the 4 charges
Mm-hmm.
for attempted murder.
Because she shot
That's
into
how
the
they
car.
do. That's how they do us.
And not to mention, see, and it's just so many levels on this thing, and there's so many levels of ignorance in this whole
Yes.
situation because she out there. what if someone was on side the road and they were playing? What are children playing out in the yard or
Yeah.
something like that, man? And you just shoot bang, 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 bang. You don't know
That's
where
the
your
whole
bullets going.
issue.
You don't know where your bullets gonna go.
Right. And that's why we as a community, we should be very, very aggressive with dealing with this in our communities, African American communities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At some point, you are going to have to say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need to be removed.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You
mean,
can't allow people to just kill innocent people at will because they having a bad day.
mm-hmm.
Shooting up birthday parties,
Yeah. Yeah.
shooting people up at the mall,
Mm-hmm.
just shooting. You just up here shooting. Why? Because
And
you
that's
mad.
another thing. That's another thing, Leonard. You put something out there, man. That it's been a lot of mall shooting, man. You know, I'm like my wife like to go to the mall. She like to go to the mall, go out there shopping, buy what she gonna buy, and we get on up out of there. But she like that's something she like to do. Sometimes we'll go to the food court, man, and just get something to eat while we're in the mall. she like that. That's what she like to do. And we'll go to a different city. She want to go to the mall. Let's go to the mall because I know you want to go and check it out. People going to the mall just shooting.
Bro.
They just shooting.
It is so. It is. You have to. This is what happened when you just turn a blind eye.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of people exploit racism doing this issue as well.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I don't care what color you are.
Yeah. It
I don't
doesn't
care
matter.
about your family background or where
Mhm.
you came from. It is
Mhm.
about the act that you committed.
Yep. Yep.
Period. Blue,
Mhm.
black, red, brown. I will
Polka
never
dot.
side. I will never side with those predators
Mm-hmm.
that seek out innocent people to hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't no amount of compassion I have for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody who listens to this show regularly knows that.
Yeah. I
I
think.
try to be as unbiased as possible.
And
But it is about what was done.
Mm-hmm.
It's your behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not judging you on nothing else but your behavior.
Mm-hmm. What you
Now,
did.
y'all call in with the excuses 508-924-3571.
2-1.
21.
Yeah.
Call in with your excuses for
You
the
trying to get the
behavior.
people call somebody else's show, man. Yeah, you gonna say 7-1. Man, you look at
He's so crazy.
you doing
Man, I can't wait till the 24th.
the 24th.
Yeah, that's election day.
You know what's gonna happen, right?
So I want to see what the people go to the polls and do.
I know what's gonna happen.
Especially with the GOP clowning like they clowned it. They got so many issues and problems. The people that they're running for office are criminals
Mm-hmm.
with criminal records,
Man,
with pending investigations.
I saw something that blew my mind the other day. Somebody might even send it to me. I can't remember where I saw that, but they say that there's a guy that's running for office that's locked up for attempted murder of
Yes,
his
that's
wife.
him. Yeah, that's the story. Yeah,
the Joker won.
Thank you. So y'all had better realize you better go to the polls.
Like what?
Don't be stuck on stupid and slide in on silly. Man, go to the polls and vote.
Man, they had this Joker, man, in his jail uniform. A picture of him in his jail uniform. He's sitting there, man, and they say he won.
Boy, I'm telling you,
you locked up for attempted murder of your wife. Attempted murder. They got enough evidence to lock you behind up. They got enough evidence. Listen to this now, Linda. This the part that don't make no. They got enough evidence to lock your behind.
Yes.
Up. You locked up. You incarcerated right now. And people still voted for you, and you won.
And the law say it don't count unless you're convicted.
Wow.
You got to be convicted.
Wow. Well,
to be pulled from the election, you have to be convicted.
He one step away.
It's like I'm telling folks, just cause somebody say something about you don't make it true.
Mm-hmm.
All this cancel culture crap, all this screaming rape crap that ain't true, just to destroy somebody's livelihood.
Yeah.
Y'all keep fighting if you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I used to people who plead guilty to crimes they did not commit. You a fool.
Yeah.
You a fool. They'll never lift that above your head. They'll never erase that. That you testified and pretty much you lied on yourself.
Yeah.
What y'all fools, call in 508-924-3521. You gonna go in there and lie on yourself? That's almost crazy.
And what they're saying, I can see a part of it. And I can't even say it. I can't say without doing a situation like that. I can't
Why
say
not,
that.
Right? What situation?
No, because they're saying that they keep them people in there for hours, interrogate them, breaking them down. And them interrogators, man, they have a way of getting up under your skin. And so they say if a person is not mentally strong, and I like to think that I'm mentally strong enough to endure. Now I'm just gonna stick to the fact I didn't do it, bro. I don't care what you say, how you put it in. I didn't do it. No. Well, you did this, you did that. I saw something when they had it on the news yesterday, day before yesterday, where they had a guy, happened to be a black guy, and he was telling the story about how he got incarcerated and how they beat him down, beat him down to the point where they had him on camera. They was telling him what they thought happened, and he said they beat him down so much, man. He felt he just wanted to go home, and so that's what he did. He just said, "Yeah, I did it." They coerced him, wrote out the statement. He gave him the pen for him to sign,
Yeah.
and he signed it, man.
Many of those cases now
Yeah,
have been under review. This is a big issue with African Americans from during post Civil War Reconstruction.
yeah.
This is when you had a lot of this happen, especially when they, when black folks got rights
Mm-hmm.
and actually had defenses or attorneys to support them and things of that nature. But we still act as if for some. I just talked to a brother.
Mm-hmm.
God bless him, praying for him right now, who has to turn himself in.
Mm-hmm.
I said, had you not started lying,
yeah,
you wouldn't be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you've been lying so long, and the system has no sympathy for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you got issues or with this, that, and the other, but come on now, you got to comply to protect yourself. That's how you maintain them rights. Once you say you guilty, guess what?
That's it. It locks
That's
the door.
it.
It locked the door.
Pretty much.
The door locked.
So whether it's true, not true, or how they got you to confess, you should at least maintain your innocence if you are innocent. I'm not a lawyer. I do not give legal advice.
Yeah.
I tell you what I would do.
And
what I feel would be in my best interest. But if you believe that lying on yourself is in your best interest, more power to you.
Yeah. Because once you confess and say you did it, and they hand you that pen, and you grab that pen and sign that piece of paper.
Sign away the rest of your life, not knowing that your first offense could leave you hooked into the system for 20 years because you got a first offender charge. And you apply for this great program that if you just plead guilty, but you know what you don't understand, you still are under the eye.
Yep.
They still pick you up for being on paper.
Exactly.
How you not know if you on parole?
Or you know.
How you not know?
Oh, you know. Oh, you know. Oh yeah, you know. Oh yeah, you know. Let's go to the phone line. We got a few callers on the phone line. We got 816 folks. 816. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Goddess.
Good morning, Goddess. How you doing this morning?
Goddess.
Good morning. Good morning. I hear my brother in here teaching.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a couple of things we're talking about this morning, and I know you've been listening in for a minute. What do you want to chime in on right now?
What I want to chime in is basically what he was saying about taking plea deals. And that's the number one problem with our community. And that has been a problem is that majority of the African Americans are offered plea deals. Even though the prosecutor might even have evidence knowing that you're not guilty.
Exactly.
Wow.
So prosecutorial misconduct is really real. We've had several cases that I've worked here in Kansas City, and where there's prosecutorial misconduct. And one thing about the prosecutorial misconduct, it follows wherever they go. Started off in Missouri, moved to Kansas. Wherever they go, it followed them.
Wow.
So that means every case that she touched,
a history, yeah,
needs to be looked at.
That's right.
Wow.
Because it's prosecutorial misconduct.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know, and that means they need to get out here and pay attention. Also, with prosecutorial misconduct, it comes in if you are affiliated with a judge. Are you messing with the officer? You have a relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about a work relationship, but a
Yeah.
relationship where y'all are really dating. You
Hmm.
can't do that either.
Yeah. Is a direct conflict
This
there.
happens all the time.
There's a conflict. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. And let me ask you
Well,
that. We also talked this
mhm.
morning, Goddess, about the road rage and how here in Atlanta, and I'm sure it's rapid all over the United States or even the world, but people are actually getting angry on the road and they're following people home. They're shooting at people. And this young lady, she teenager was in a car and she was arguing at them because of some merge or how they merged on the road or something like that. Maybe even cut her off. Probably wasn't even intentional. And she was frustrated. And one of the girls in the car shot her the bird, said, "You number one. Yeah, you number one. You the best." Shot her the bird. And she commits, took out her gun, hung it out the one, hung the arm out the window with the gun, and then started shooting into the car. The driver in the head, and the driver's now fighting for her life and stuff like that, man, because of road rage. What is it? Is this road rage thing? Goddess, is it real?
Oh, it's real. I've been in the roadway shootout.
Oh Lord.
Hello,
Mm.
I've been in one.
Now, were you
So
the shooter or the one being
where
shot
I
at?
was coming, I shot back.
Oh Lord.
I shot back. Don't leave home without it. Uh, uh, basically coming from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas, and there's always been some type of rivalry, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And they had Kansas tags, I had Missouri tags, but I'm from Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
See, and we're coming across. They call it the viaduct. Where basically, uh, I kind of went around them because they were going like they were driving. These were some young bucks
Mm-hmm.
driving a little bit erratic or whatever. So I just went around them. They drove past me and took 2 blocks and clicked them to side like, yeah, I got you. So I didn't pay no attention to that. I just kept going or whatever. And I got ready to get off on the exit. And they sitting right there at the bottom of the exit. I told my passenger, I said, lay your seat back. And I raised my roof back. And as because something just told me, as soon as I crashed that top part, they was going around the curve and they started, and I had enough time to make sure that my passenger was safe, as well as make sure my raise my roof back. And as soon as they let one out, I told them butt up. But see, they didn't think I had something to come back to them with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then I seen a little girl in the back seat,
Wow. Mm.
so I just threw my bullets another. You know, I just threw my bullets like I wasn't shooting directly at that. But I was shooting at the car, but not shooting where I can hit pierce the
Yeah. Where it's gonna go
glass,
into? Yeah. Where it's gonna go into the car? Yeah. I got you. I got you.
where it's gonna go into the car,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing the truck in front of me, they were steady shooting and driving and shooting backwards. They shot her in the head
Mm.
and it grazed her. It didn't penetrate completely, but it grazed her and she just went in the panic
Mm. Wow.
mode.
And see, that's the thing right there,
So,
man. That's the whole situation right there, man. And we talked about this earlier. The innocent people that can become victimized by a situation like this, man. But we ain't gonna let you say too much. We don't want you to incriminate yourself, so we're gonna stop you from right there.
I'm not, I've already been through investigation. I've been through everything. You can't, ain't nothing
Okay.
to incriminate on me.
Okay, I got you. I
It's
got
all
you.
self defense
So you
all day
you
long.
hit back.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Curtis, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Morning, man. You ain't know that queen was smart enough not to do that bad. That ain't no spring chicken right there, brother.
There you
That is a
go.
full bird right there. What you mean?
Absolutely.
Oh man.
What do you think about what we're talking about this morning, Curtis? And good morning to you. How you doing this morning?
Man, you know what? I'm blessed, bro. You know what I mean? I'm blessed. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing else I can say, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. What
So
do you
what you say
what
about
what
what I
what
think about
let's talk about road rage first. What do you think about road rage? Is
I
that
think road rage is a poor excuse of somebody who can't control their temper and anger.
Exactly.
Because when you really look at road rage, right, and you realistically think about it, it's because the person behind you is impatient.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they have a lack of patience.
Mm-hmm.
They get you. Now, I never had nobody shoot at me,
Mm-hmm.
but I have had a mug curse me out, flip me the bird, call me the N-word. To guess what, Raheem?
Mm-hmm.
Get to the same stoplight that I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Now, I pull up beside him. I'm looking at him, and now he's looking all nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I like to play with the head too. So I look over, and then I pop my door because I want to see what he gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Pop my door. This guy. I think road rage is an excuse
Mm-hmm.
for somebody who has no self-control, no patience, who is very angry. And most of the time, those are the people that cause all the accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that really don't have their insurance straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
They be jacked up. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I deal with it all the time because I don't drive like I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a need for speed, although I have a fast car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a need for speed. I'm not weaving in and out of traffic and all of that foolishness. This is not a game. You're driving a bomb.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what you're driving. If I move this car at a heightened rate of speed,
And Curtis,
and
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in for a second, Curtis. And this is what I said earlier, brother. This is what I said earlier, and it's amazing you said that. Leonard and I was talking about that, and I say technically, if you look at it for what it really is, that car, your car, could be considered or deemed a deadly weapon because of the amount of damage that it can do. Yeah, yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. It is a deadly weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Why you think that lady out there? I think it was Missouri. Why you think that lady out there sat in jail when she ran over her husband?
Mm-hmm.
Why you think Suge Knight locked up?
Mm-hmm.
Suge Knight ain't locked up for shooting nobody. He locked up for running that dude over.
Mm-hmm.
This is a deadly weapon, man. This one of the things I learned when I was in the desert, right? Is that look for the weapons, but don't trust no cars that you don't see on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
You know why that is? Because a car is, you are driving a bomb. What the average weight of a car is? What, 2 tons?
Yeah, yeah.
A ton?
Mm-hmm. At least.
So the average weight of a car is 2 tons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you take 2 tons and you take a 20-gallon tank full of gas.
Mm-hmm.
Run it at 110 miles per hour at a distance of about 25 yards and let that car hit that wall.
Mm.
And you tell me what might happen.
You might have an explosion that's gonna shake the whole neighborhood, brother.
Exactly. It's gonna blow up, man. So people really should understand that you got a seat belt. Yeah, you got all these safety measures where the car will brake without you hitting the brake pedal. But at the end of the day, the truth be told, and one of my guys, I will not say his name, told me this. He said, man, if somebody hit a car in the right spot, it will automatically cause an explosion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell me where it was, but he was like, Kurt, if somebody hit a car in the right spot, the right rate of speed, it will automatically cause an explosion. You drive a bomb every day.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Rico, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I can't complain, man. Welcome to a new day, bro.
Hey, welcome to you as well, brother. What do you say about what we're talking about right now, man? Road rage. How man, is out of control? Is it because I spoke about the young lady here in Atlanta? There's people all over the country, all over the world that's suffering from this thing called road rage, and a lot of good people are getting hurt. Innocent people are getting hurt because of this thing called road rage. Is it real, Rico?
Of course, it's real. I mean, it's been going on way before that happened in Atlanta. It's been going on for decades now. I mean, so of course it's real, and I think of course it's an aggression problem, an anger problem. But the person that displays the rage all the time isn't always the one that's wrong. You know, Curtis said something key. You're driving a very dangerous machine.
Yes, sir.
But some people take it for granted. They play in these cars. They drink and drive in these cars. They text and drive in these cars. They sit at red lights and have people that's running late for work or got important things like maybe having an emergency to get to the hospital. They sit at red lights, traffic lights, texting, letting it go from green to red again. So, you know, me personally, I don't like to drive. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people might say, man, why you don't be driving? I don't like to drive. I haven't liked driving for like the last 2 decades. And it's getting worse. When I do drive, I'm a cussing SOB. I swear, man, when I tell you, man, the entire time I'm driving, if I'm on the interstate, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But if I'm driving within city limits anywhere, I am every day that I drive, I'm getting cussing somebody. Now, I ain't having no road rage. I'm actually have a legitimate reason to have the feeling that I have. Yes, I might be a little impatient, but I'm more angry about the fact that these people don't appreciate or they're taking for granted that this machine that they're driving is not a Jolly Jalopy car.
Yeah.
Or one of those power wheels. This is a real deal vehicle that if you make one slight mistake, your whole body will be contorted and conform to the shape of that steering wheel. And somebody won't be able to show your body at a funeral. I got a cousin that passed away 2 years ago. Well, it ain't been the whole 2 years yet. She had a seizure while she was driving. And she tore that car up so bad that people that saw her didn't know who she was, but they knew who she was. They just didn't know that it was her in the accident. And a lot of people that this woman grew up with, my cousin grew up with, was on the scene, going live before her mama even knew it, before she was even identified.
Wow.
But her body was so bad, man. When they tried to pump her full of formaldehyde, it just kept leaking out. I ain't gonna even say leaking out. It wouldn't retain itself. I mean, she was actually contorted to some of the parts of that car. How mangled up it was. By the time they pried her up out of that, after about 4 hours, that's the way her body was permanently fixed. Wherever it was crushed in there or whatever, that was her. That body mangled up. It don't even look like it was somebody that could be alive, or that was probably alive a minute or two before she hit those trees. So, yeah, man, that's a very dangerous machine. It's convenient. Don't get me wrong. It's very convenient. It's a great luxury and recreation to just go on a Sunday drive and expect to just, you know what I'm saying, shoot the breeze and let the top down and let the wind blow through your hair. But let somebody come through there doing about 150. Drunk and texting down I-20, I-10. And they swerving through traffic and they want to play Grand Theft Auto.
There is no reset on life, brother. Not real life. Charles, good morning.
And believe me, I'm gonna have some road rage. You doing that, and I'm on the road.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be ticked.
Road rage.
Charles, yes, sir. Charles, good morning. How you doing this morning?
What's up, guys?
We talking about road rage, man. And I want you to comment on that, and I also want you to comment on: do we sometimes, for the convenience of having the car, take for granted, and forget how dangerous it is or can be?
Road rage is real. Like Rico was saying, it's been going on for decades. I think what's probably worse now is because people just don't have that conflict resolution anymore, and they don't have the means to get that conflict resolution. They don't have the honor and things like that. A lot of things are based off of emotions. And that's what road rage is your emotions. You reacting, like Rico said, sometimes people just react in a certain way. So you're reacting in a not in a logical way. See, I'm trying to clean it up.
Yeah.
You reacted not in a logical way. You don't have those. You just can't control yourself. It's rage. It's road. It's rage.
Yeah.
And then your second question was what now? Do people take for granted about cars?
Yes.
About the vehicle? Oh yeah. That's always, man. I mean, I drive a lot. And with this, I work with a company that I travel around Metro Atlanta, so I do drive a lot. But on top of that, I used to drive big delivery trucks, like 40-foot long trucks that had like might put 50,000 pounds on it.
Wow.
And people like yesterday, I seen this dude pull in front of a semi. He just pulled in front of the semi like the semi could stop. And I was like, oh man, this is not gonna end up right. Thank God the dude could slow the truck down some, but people take for granted that, look, man, these are some dangerous weapons, That's why when you do something in here to get somebody killed, you get charged with vehicular homicide.
Yeah.
Because this is, if you gotta, that's why when you trying to hit the pedal and you see a cop in front of you or something, they can shoot you because this is a weapon. This thing, like Rico was just saying, this thing it can make some horrific injuries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Horrifying, horrific injuries and death. Man, I mean, if you watch how my homeboy had killed a woman in the truck his truck, but it wasn't his fault. She made the wrong move, and he didn't get charged for it, but he still had to live with that. Yeah. You get that part? It's not. He had to live with killing somebody because of her negligence.
Exactly.
In Atlanta, where we see nothing but big trucks around here. You go any metropolitan area. Go Baltimore, San Antonio. You just see the trucks in those areas, but Atlanta especially because this is we got this big airport and everything's shipping, around here. So yeah, it's dangerous, man. These people take this for granted a lot, man.
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
And they're not trained to drive.
508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input as well. Toussaint, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Doing pretty good, man. You should have saw me how I was on that mute button today. So you want to jump on my
What, man, you must have been acting up over there, Toussaint. You must have been acting up over there. But let's talk about road rage, man. Is it something that's serious, man? A person is out there shooting because they're angry. Are they do they even care about the innocent people that may be in the area, or are they're just trying to pop somebody?
You say the people that are doing what now?
There's actually road rage, and they pull out their weapon, and they started trying to shoot somebody because they're angry on the highway, on the street, or whatever. Do they have any regard for maybe the innocent people that may be there as well?
No, because it's all about them. They feel like it's their God-given right to bear arms, and since they got it on their that's the dangerous part of putting weapons in the hands of a fool or a person that feels like just because they got it, they have the right to use it in any situation. Just because somebody may have not been paying attention, and just so happens they make the wrong move in their car, and you think that it's personal, so you pull out a gun and shoot them. That's crazy. So you know what I do? I drive my car and I let everybody else drive theirs. And I keep my head straight. I don't do no. I used to shoot them in the finger, but oh no,
Let it.
I keep my finger to myself. I'm just saying.
Tucson, you
You
something.
heard what I said?
Yes, sir.
Hey, he making sense, right?
Yeah, he making a lot of sense. But Tucson.
Yeah, you better. No, you better shut up. Don't be hollering out the window. And, man, I ain't got nothing to do with. Even if a person is not paying attention and cut me off, you know what I do? Hit my brakes, make the necessary moves to avoid the situation, and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you cut me off or not. Sorry, I'm sorry. You sorry. Let's keep going. I got
y'all ever
somewhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
Wow.
ever seen that last the last Russell Crowe film? I forget what it's called, Raheem. If you get a chance, look it up. It's the last Russell Crowe film is about a dude who suffers from road rage.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl, she do something. She bumped the horn or something, like, you know what I mean? Shoot him the bird. She don't know. This dude just killed 2 people now.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
He just killed 2 people the night before. He just killed them, right? And he don't mind killing again.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole movie is like remember that movie they shot in South Carolina years ago? What was it? Sleeping with the Enemy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that, but it's about this dude who has this road rage.
Mm.
It's Russell Crowe. It's Russell Crowe. It's a fat guy.
Yeah, he goes at them all day.
But,
he go at them all day.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
He go ham, man. Like, he goes straight ham right here. Like, this dude is something serious.
Mm-hmm.
And that's some of the people that you're dealing with out here on this road, man. Like, you know, y'all done caught me on this radio a couple times where, you know, I done had some fracking bull crap happen, and I done forgot that the phone wasn't muted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I watched a dude one day, this real talk now, I watched a dude one day, Ryan, I'll never forget it. He was driving I think it's the M37, because I had one. The M37, Pearl Flat. Right? The boy must have been jacked up or something, right? He done cut me off 2-3 times. I see him going up the road. I'm like, Lord, please protect this boy. So I finally get up to him. He cut me off again. Raheem, we come around the bend, and obviously he don't recognize his own car because it had temp tags on it. So I think he had gas on it. So you know how you get a fast car, you
want to test it.
The dummy come around that bend, man. The bend is a deep bend. He come around that bend, Raheem, and when he come around that bend, guess what he did?
Lost it.
Wipe out.
Lost it.
Wipe out.
Mm-hmm.
Lost it. You know what I mean? But he was doing all kinds of things. Setting at the light, had his foot on the gas, had his foot on the brake, one foot on the brake, the other foot on the gas.
Mm-hmm.
Fishtailing, all showing out. 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Who does that 8 o'clock in the morning?
Mm.
It's one of the most horrible places to drive in America.
Wow. Wow.
But you know what, Kurt? The laws have just changed regarding driving and getting a CDL Class A. We're putting 18-year-olds into trucks. And I am a CDL, a Class A driver, and I do drive an 18-wheeler. So we're putting 18.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. And DOT now, and they're getting these new jobs because I'm new at it too. But we're getting these jobs where these companies don't care and they're just putting you out there.
Wow. Leonard, what do you say to that?
There's no unions like it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to put you with an observed trainer. They're supposed to put you to do so many hours. I had a guy, I ain't never drove, and I don't know how long, I never drove a 18-wheeler by myself. Had me drive to Pennsylvania.
Wow. Hold on for a second.
I graduated March the 7th, and here, I believe it's what was it, April the 15th, or April the 8th or 9th. I'm driving to Pennsylvania from Kansas City. And if you don't know nothing about your brake, J brake, and you going up and down those mountains in Virginia, and the way those highways cut in, where people are just coming into the highway as you're going down 80 miles an hour with, I mean, and those trucks have governors on it, so you can't go no more than 68. But when you coasting down and you got a heavy load, and I do triples for I do doubles for FedEx, so I might have at least 60 pounds plus the tractor, so you at 80 pounds, 1,000 pounds going down the hill, and these cars are just coming in, driving very slow. Don't realize that we can't just press on the brakes. So I feel sorry for half of these flatbed drivers. I just posted on my Facebook where a whole chain snapped and this load came loose and crashed right through the back of the truck.
Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on. Everybody, hold on for a minute. Toussaint wasn't finished his thought. Toussaint, finish your thought, brother.
Oh, I bet that's Toussaint.
You good, man. That's all right. I usually just shut up. No, anyway. No, man. But they're right. See, because I remember the worst thing about an 18-wheeler is not when you full sometimes, but when you empty. Because you sure enough can't.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gonna slide.
Yeah.
Because I was in a traffic, construction, and it was raining, and the lady in front of me, I don't know why she slammed her brakes, but I had to hit mine. Well, guess what? The next thing I noticed is somebody's trailer is passing me. Oh, that's my trailer.
Wow.
And
Wow.
So you got to do something different when your trailer is passing you. Because that's not supposed to happen.
No, that's a different animal.
No.
That's a different animal right there, brother.
Man, you have to do something.
What do you do, Toussaint? What do you do?
Hold on.
So you got trailer brakes. So remember, you know that other brake system that you got to get that trailer back to where it's supposed to be. So you got trailer brakes, so you can get the trailer back behind you. If you don't, we are professional drivers. And you said something about 18-year-olds in trailers. I mean, in tractor trailers and 18-wheelers. But we got 18-year-olds in the Army, in the Navy, and the Marines. You hear what I'm saying? So the companies, they don't know that these, we call them children, but they're actually men and women. But you're supposed to train them. I had somebody, and my time is out too, but I had somebody I was training going to Kansas and in Natchez, Mississippi, Natchez, Arkansas, Texarkana, Arkansas, and Texarkana, Texas is side by side. You never know which really one you're in. But there's a sign on the side of the road. It says, "Deadly highway ahead." And you better believe, you better know what you're doing when you go there.
Wow.
Yes, you do.
Hold on for a second. Badger, what's on your heart? And Joyful J, coming to you next, brother. We're talking about road rage, Badger. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Pretty good.
Come on, Badger.
Oh, sorry, I had a yawn. You asked me just as I was yawning. Road rage, man. I've seen some crazy and wild stuff. Um, Everything from personal experience to just all kinds of videos. My mom taught me why road rage was not a good idea. Um, Anyone, if you drove too close to her, she'd hit the brakes, wanting you to run into her. She'd cuss and yell and all kinds of things like that. Occasionally, I'll cuss or something. Well, a lot of times for me, it's when I see people that, hey, the speed limit's 60, but you're going 45. I'm like, at least go to speed limit. What the hell are you doing? But outside of that, I think road rage is just another one of those things of just people in a hurry. Maybe most of the time it's because they're heading somewhere late, or they got off work and they want to get home as fast as possible because they know everyone else is getting off at the same time. So a lot of times it's just wanting to get to a location as fast as possible, and they end up acting like a moron while they're doing it.
If they're not careful, they're gonna end up going to the home that they don't want to go to.
Yeah, because there's always someone that's more twisted and crazy than you.
Absolutely. Joyful J, good morning, sir. We're talking about road rage, man. Do we understand the weaponry that we're driving out there on that road, man?
Good day, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Hey, doing good. How you doing, brother?
I'm blessed by the best. Great topic you have today, because I experienced road rage before, and as I've heard some of the other callers saying, you're actually driving a deadly weapon without knowing. Like you're driving like the gentleman said, a bomb. You're riding around in a bomb.
Yeah,
going maximum speeds, 110, 115 miles an hour, with all that gas in your car. That's a bomb. You're driving around with a deadly weapon, and. Thanks be to the Most High, I survived one of those deadly weapons. So,
wow, Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Just listening with people and hope. Some people get preoccupied, but I think Curtis brought it up before. That same person with road rage has usually other issues as well. They don't just act up in the car. They act up in line at the grocery store, everywhere. They're just high-strung folks. They do and say what they want. Like, you ever went? I'm pretty reserved. So there's just so much that seems appropriate to me in certain places. Now, why would you be screaming and hollering if everybody else is quiet? Or, these are the type of people, they have trouble controlling their emotions. Do I get upset? But now driving? Yes, but you know what? I so expect it now. I'm like, okay, I'm taking my time because 20, it's like being on the Autobahn almost.
Yes, sir.
So when you see people, in and out, I just be upset because of the fact further down the road, now you realize they don't hit and kill somebody. For what? Where were you go? What was you going? That was so important. Nowhere. And those people that get to acting crazy and stuff, I would hope people listening as word of advice, keep going in your car. There's no excuse. You don't stop your car and get out and get fighting like cats and dogs in the middle of the street. Well, I mean, I don't even know how you that crazy, for real. How you that crazy?
Exactly. I saw Leonard. I saw something on Facebook that posted on Facebook, and there was a guy. He was driving a small little truck, little Ranger, whatever it was, and he was blowing horn, bump, because the guy, he was coming out of his house, out of his yard, and he cut him off. The guy was driving a really nice, very nice car, and he cut him off. And the guy was blowing horn, bump. You stop. You stop. And so the guy in the black car pulled over, and the guy in the truck, he gets out. He taps on the man's side. Get out. You cut me off. I'm gonna blah 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 blah. He talking all the stuff he gonna do. And the guy opened the door, man, and the guy stepped out the car, and it was Evander Holyfield. Said, "Oh, I didn't know it was you. I didn't know it was you, man. Have a great day, sir." I'm like, man, you never know who you running into or what it is, man. Because man, what you gonna do to Evander Holyfield hand to hand, man? What you gonna do to him? And this guy, he wasn't no big dude, man. Evander was towered over the guy. Rico, you never know who's driving that vehicle. So I tell my daughters all the time, you can only drive one car. Just drive your, like I think Tucson said it. Drive your car. Don't worry about nobody else's car. They're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. Appreciate that, y'all. Tucson, Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, it's funny, man. You know, and it's another issue in that is the fact that, you know, sometimes people say they have uncontrollable rage. Because now, if that guy had a gun, it might not have mattered if it was Evander Holyfield, unless Evander Holyfield was still just being kind and he was starstruck. But it sort of reminds me of the Will Smith Chris Rock incident when people were like, "Well, if that was The Rock, Will Smith wouldn't have slapped him." You're right. That really shows you right then how somebody can snap back to reality real fast. When other times they might not. They could pick and choose when they decide they done lost control. Then all of a sudden, well, you know what? That was The Rock, baby. You just got to suck that one up. It was a joke. Yeah. Shut up, Jada. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that end of it, but I'm also picking up the fact that it's understandable that you will have some type of anger because some of these near misses are so close to near misses that they still cause damage. Somebody might hit on the brakes and the child might fly from the back seat to the front seat, whatever. There's so many issues that can happen from a near miss that you can still understand the levels of rage that a person may go through, even if the accident never happened. Because whoever almost caused that accident almost killed me because you was not paying attention. But being stupid, not respecting the vehicles, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, this really goes to show you how human beings take things for granted. 9/11 was something that was unimaginable to people. No matter how many movies they saw where planes may have done that. That is something that you would never imagine a plane being used as a weapon. So now people actually realize that, listen, you flying in a missile to a certain extent. Same thing with cars, same thing with motorcycles. People that go out here and get the head detached from their body because they want to do 9 o'clocks and 12 o'clocks on the highway at 150 on a motorcycle. You ain't got no protection. And I'm a motorcycle fanatic. So, I mean, you know, people, man, like I said, it gets to a point where we take things for granted. We don't respect this machinery that gives us so much convenience and cuts our travel time down so far, you know, as much as it does. But it's also a thing when you do realize that you're dealing with other people that don't have a true grip on what they're driving or what they're doing, you still have to monitor your rage. Like me, I might not flip the bird off. I might not yell out the one. Ain't no guarantee or no mic to it. I won't flip the bird off to you. I won't yell out the window because I know that next person might just be on something. But if you're on the phone with me, you're going to think I'm about to, because I'm like, Badger, what are you doing? The speed limit is 45. I mean, I'm snapping, I'm cussing it, and I still got it in control because I don't throw it at them. The most I may do is blow my horn to let you know the light is green and you're sitting there.
What shade of green you waiting on,
because
brother?
they might not realize the light is green. So if they take that personal, then, you know what I'm saying, we'll go from there. But as far as how I respond, that's the big thing. How do I respond? Even though I see all this debauchery on the road, all this foolishness. Even though I am sort of traumatized and about driving, when I do drive, I still have to handle myself accordingly.
Exactly. And I was taught a long time ago, man. Fella taught me this. He said, "Look here, man. Life ain't based on what happens to you. It's based on how you respond to what happens to you." And so when he said that to me, I was like, you know, I said, man, hold on, man. And he said it again. Life ain't based on what happened to you. Life is based more on how you respond, because how you respond is it could ignite something else, something totally different, based on your response. Charles, what's on your heart? Ibrahim, coming to you next, sir.
That is true. Man, I know when I'm driving, man, I might I throw the peace sign up more than anything. Peace, you know. And I'm gonna tell you, to be honest to God, I got I got more than one vehicle. When I'm driving this truck right here, this truck, I traded a motorcycle for this truck. So this truck is a work truck. And people, I look at people and they like, you know how people want to roll up on you, ride up behind you and stuff. And you in a Lexus and I see you in my thing and you ride up behind me. And I'm thinking, well, they ain't finna hit this truck. So I ain't worried about that. Now I drive my Audi different though. You know? I drive my Audi because, you know, it's turbo, it's fast. I'm going to get out your way. But in this truck, I'm like, you in a Porsche? Oh, you're not finna hit this truck. I ain't worried about that. You ain't finna tell your mess up to hit this piece of junk. This is a piece of junk. I dare you to hit it.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna slow down so you can catch me.
I don't slow down at all. I just ride. I get what you're saying. I keep it kosher. You know, I keep it a couple static, as they say. But I know you ain't finna hit me in that Tesla. Stop. Stop it.
Exactly.
You're in a $150,000 car. I'm in a $50 car. Get out of here.
It's not a good trade-off. That's not a good trade-off, sir. That's not a good trade-off, sir. Ibrahim, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Everyone to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Everybody want to know
what's going on, Ibrahim, this
but
morning, man?
Everybody tells a lie.
What Ibrahim doing this morning? Ibrahim coming.
He gonna have to get in the corner with you with that singing.
Yeah. Leonard Ibrahim coming here singing this morning, man. Leonard, what's going on with Ibrahim, man?
Maybe he's in a very good mood.
I don't know. I'm glad to be alive, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? At 71 years old, you get to appreciate life.
Absolutely.
You know, I've had some incidents in life. I drove track trailers on and off about 52 years, right? And I'm gonna tell you, people would get so mad, they would try to run up. They would run up under your truck or run in your tractor trailer. And I'm going down the back road 100 miles an hour. You know, I mean, I got somewhere to go. I got to be over Texas. I'm up in Colorado. I got to be somewhere down in Lubbock, Texas in the morning. You know what I mean? And people will get behind you. They would run out in front of you. Then they get mad at you. They will hit their brakes and slow down in front of you. And kazam, you know, without your control or their control. So I should have been going 100 miles an hour. But hell, he passed me. I'm going 100 miles an hour. He passed me and hit his brakes. You know, try to make a point. Think I'm gonna hit my brakes. You know, I don't tell you what the outcome would be. I ain't gonna kill myself for food. But when I see kids or older people in the car, I learn to slow down. I mean, I don't care. They can do any stupid thing or accident. I will not fool with them, you know. And I learned over years. And the worst thing I've seen, I was in Chicago one night coming out of Minnesota, going down to South Bend, and it was late at night, and then another truck comes by me dumping diesel fuel. And man, my truck I went to a track to see it. My tractor hit the wall and the trailer come around and slapped me. And I was and I still got brain damage now. I've got to deal with it today. But anyway, the guy come up, that guy was trying to pass me or something. He seen me drunk. And he ran right up under my trailer and almost got decapitated. The only thing saved him was my landing gear under the trailer. And I went back there. I see everybody running around. I was dazed. I you know, just about out of it. And I run. Everybody running around. And I look around there, and the guy, a Camaro, he's up underneath my trailer, and you can see his head. The roof's all peeled off, and you can see his brain.
Good Lord!
I just turned around, went back in my truck, you know, and just sat there for you know, cause I knew what was going to happen. But Cook County gave me some justice that day. But anyway, that's what happened, man. I didn't think, and back in the day, I'm black. I'm 18, 20 years old, man. I'm running down through Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Cali, man. Lord have mercy. You know, and you know, you had to carry some weight with you because people gonna shoot at you. People go people were pumpkins and rocks off of overpass. And that was common on, you know, some days. So all I'm saying is you got to drive for yourself, but you got to be aware of everybody. Anything could happen. You know what I mean? You be riding down the shoulder, and all of a sudden somebody pull out off the shoulder in front of you. What you gonna do? I'd rather be live, you know. I'd be live and let somebody do wrong than to be dead right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
You know, and I feel the same way about him. We got a big old Expedition ELXL, and people treat us like I'm in a little Volkswagen or something. You know what I mean? Now I got a van. I do different. I got a big van. I look out. I say, hey, you know. And you gotta be ready to defend yourself too, because that's a weapon. But also you gotta be ready to defend yourself.
Absolutely.
You don't sit there, if somebody come outside, you pull out a gun, you don't sit there and say, oh damn.
Hey.
You start doing some actions to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Good deal.
And all that. But you got if your kids and stuff, you don't train them for
Ibrahim?
that. But you don't want to train them for that.
Ibrahim?
You know.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Ibrahim, boy, you look at you. You're very passionate, brother. You're very passionate. Goddess, what's on your heart? Goddess?
I'm right here.
Okay.
I am just sitting there listening and learning, you know. But I see that the key factor is that training. Training is everything. And I think some of these drivers that have regular driver's license need to be trained.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the 18-wheelers, but every day I said they need to do some type of class to teach some of these drivers that you just don't pull in front of tractor trailer trucks.
Mm-hmm.
We're already governed at 68. You pull in front of us doing less than 68. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And these new tractors are automatic now. So it'll automatically put on brakes for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So if you either too close or too thing, but they have made it where they have cameras all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
So mine has cameras all around it. So if you are in wrong, I'll be able to video it automatically and show what you've done. But that still doesn't save a life.
Exactly. Wow. That's good. We're gonna switch up a little bit, and then after that, we're gonna actually go to our topic for today. We hadn't gotten there yet, but right now I'm gonna go to Rico. We're gonna ask you this question, man, and I know your answer to the question already, but I want the listeners to hear your answer to this particular question. Should anything happen to a young lady, and we talk about a young lady here that falsely cries rape, guy have to go to court and all kind of stuff, and potentially is locked up and loses freedom, and it's all based on a lie. Should the law system be set up that something would happen to her?
Well, man, this gonna be a short topic right here, man. Obviously, yes. I mean, you know, it ain't a whole lot of detail I could go into, or different scenarios that I could give. I mean, she just lied and actually may cost this man his freedom. You know, his God-given right, all because of whatever he said something you didn't like, you know. And it happens. I mean, you know, it happens a lot. And I think those are one of the things that people get away with it so much that it has become a culture, and it has evolved to other situations where women find themselves in a situation where they can weaponize things that really shouldn't be weaponized, like child support, domestic violence charges, so many different things that, you know, can be weaponized to the point now where they even feel comfortable laughing about a man dying because he told them a harsh truth.
Wow.
That entitlement, there's no consequence behind it, and without there being a consequence or no deterrent, then you will continue to have people locked up under false charges. I mean, but it's not only just under false accusations of rape. I mean, you know, we have other situations where people are prosecuted and they were innocent just because of prosecutorial misconduct, like y'all was speaking about earlier. That should be illegal. So it's some ways where people weaponize the law or manipulate the law to have people unjustly incarcerated. They definitely should be locked up for it. But I want to say one more thing about what you were talking about the last topic. The reason why it's so important for people to be defensive drivers is for those that road rage or those that do drive crazy. I've always been a defensive driver. You know, whether you are impatient or not, we do have to understand that there are people out here that drive like they on the road. The only thing on their mind is getting where they need to go, and they don't care where anybody else has to go or what they're doing. And so that's the reason why they sit at traffic lights testing. They're only worried about what's going on with them. They're minding their business. Only focused on what they want to do, not realizing they're sharing the road with millions of other human beings.
Yeah, Exactly.
So with that being said, you see these people distracted, actually maybe doing things that they shouldn't be doing, playing with the CD player, texting on the phone. There's so many different things. You see people doing, partying and having a good time, singing along. You still have to always keep your head on the swivel, because defensive driving is mainly for your best protection.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Joyful J, what do you say to that, man? Should a young lady that cried rape falsely accuse someone of raping her, and he had to go through the whole process, the whole system, and it's determined that she lied. He didn't do that. He didn't do it. Should something happen to her?
Yes, without question. And I say that without any hesitation or anything. And mainly, first and foremost, a woman should never be touched on inappropriately without her permission at all.
Absolutely.
At all.
Absolutely.
However, I believe that the person who does this to a woman should be locked up, should have consequences. At the same token, for those women who use it, as my brother Rico just said, as a weapon to, get you to conform to what they want and stuff like that, and lie or whatever have you, they should be locked up as well for the length of time that man could have possibly locked up for. Why? Because this is life or death here. Like you don't get this time back. The time that you spend in jail is the time that you spend in there, and you never get that time back. It doesn't come back around. You don't get to redo. So with that, you cost this man life. You cost this man part of his life. You should have part of your life taken from you as well as a consequence.
Absolutely. Badger, what do you say to that, man? Should something happen to her if she falsely accused this man and he have to go through the whole process, go whole court system all this time, locked up while he going through the process, and then it's determined she lied. This man did not do anything to you. Should something happen to her?
If you're sitting there lying at that level, and it's proven that you did lie, I mean, that should go for anything, in my opinion. So yeah, if the person's innocent, the person's innocent. And the person that literally lied or faked evidence or whatever should be given up to the same amount of time as what they were accusing the person of.
Wow. The same amount of time as a rape. Wow, that's good. That's good.
And make sure people were telling the truth, wouldn't it?
I imagine it would. Leonard, what do you say to that, brother? What should happen in that instance?
I think she should get just as much punishment for lying. Because like you said, you were destroying someone else's life. Ability to get jobs. You may have forfeited certain things simply on allegation. And every day we see stuff on the news right now about this coming up. Not so much as to mention the people that were accused of rape that have actually been locked up for that.
Yes.
Now DNA evidence is proven that they were lying. So, it's strange. And I'm not sure, I'm still trying to get my arms around cancel culture. And there was a comedian talking about R. Kelly and things of that nature and what he went through. And once somebody starts lying on you, everybody can jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Everybody, especially if they know you can't prove that otherwise. That's why I get so upset with the court systems and things like that. It's because we don't have time to be sitting around when there's evidence or the suppression of evidence, whichever one they decide to use. Because a lot of these cases are, if you notice, they kept live just long enough till the guy loses his money or loses something. Then all of a sudden it disappears.
Wow.
It's done just enough until it gets up to where it has to be proven. And now all of a sudden it ain't no issue. And it goes away. Look at how 34 allegations, how many young man had on him at one time. None of them were true. So there are people that are setting out to destroy careers because they know the allegation is worse than being convicted.
Yeah. When you put that on somebody's name,
we have in the United States, you ain't guilty of the crime, but you can lose in the civil case.
Mm.
You know how crazy that is? I didn't do it. And I went to court and I was acquitted. But now you don't want a civil case?
Mm.
For what?
Mm-hmm.
You're rewarding people for lying.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not cool. And that's why people always looking for a way out. And I remember one time, would you swear on this, that, and the other in court, right? About swearing on the Bible, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth. Hell no, because y'all lying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be the only one in here got to tell the truth, and the prosecutor, the DA, and the judge all lying.
Mm-hmm.
That don't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you?
No. Mm-mm.
So we have to quit falling for the okie doke, and we have to learn this, learn these laws, and especially you young men who mess around with a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and you got something. I just seen that one girl. I'm not gonna say nothing bad. Babies are commodities almost.
Mm.
They already
Wow.
being groomed for the whole purpose that they would be bred
Mm-hmm.
to make more bread. That's what some girls don't win out because once they tricking don't stop, they need some more coming behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So you know when she ain't so fine, then when she starts slipping, she dropped that baby on.
Mm-hmm.
Rich man, poor man, they work on just about any man these days.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad. You see people fighting back and forth and going, y'all, but you act like y'all loved each other yesterday.
Wow. Wow.
But now all of a sudden y'all enemies till
Mm-hmm.
the death. Y'all got a baby together. Wait a minute. But now y'all enemies, but y'all got a baby.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I can't stand that such and such and such and such. I can't
We got to get out of that allegation world, man. That allegation world is crippling people.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. What do you think about this? Do you think if a lady falsely accused someone of rape and he go through the whole process, locked up, go through the whole process, and then it's determined he didn't do this, he's innocent, should something happen to her? Give us a call. Tell us what you think. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We're waiting on your phone call. Let us know what you think. Now, I'm gonna go to the young lady on here. Goddess, what do you say to that, Goddess? Goddess, you there?
Yeah, I gotta get find the mute button. Gotta find the mute button.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me.
Whew. Let's just say this. How many cases are that and speak of color now?
Mm-hmm.
How many cases are of color? So when they say a lot of it happens based off of color.
Mm-hmm.
The black guy's dating a white girl. I just worked a case. His name is Albert Wilson. Look it up. Y'all think I'm lying. Look it up. In Topeka, Kansas. And this is where that prosecutorial misconduct kicked in. And we had that prosecutor. She moved from one state to another state. I just mentioned about that. She went from Missouri to Kansas and prosecuted this little boy over a kiss with this young girl. They met in a club, and he's a top-rated student at KU. His name is Albert Wilson. And they left the club and went to an apartment, but they never did nothing or whatever, but he kissed her. They walked back into the club, and everything went fine. Next thing you know, she hollering rape. Or her parents basically said it, but she was too young to be in the club from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
This boy was a straight A student. Oh, I met his mother. I feel so bad about that because she died trying to get her son released.
Mm-hmm.
The prosecutor decided there was evidence that nothing ever happened. She told the girl finally did confess and say that but she never put that on. She never put that out there. So this boy served over 2 years in jail. Messed up his college life, his whole life. Didn't get a chance to see his mother. She died. Didn't get a chance to be at the funeral. This is a young boy. Be careful who you choose as a man. Period. I don't care if black, white, green, and purple. Be careful. Because some of these women out here ain't for you.
That's good. That's good. And you said a mouthful right there, sis. You definitely said a mouthful. Willow, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem. I'm doing good. It's just hot.
Yeah.
Chicago.
There you go. Hot already. We're asking a question. Should a young lady, if she cry rape, charge a guy for rape, he go to jail, go through the whole process of being incarcerated for the time before court, all that stuff, and it's determined that he didn't do anything. Oh no, this man didn't, like the case that Goddess was just talking about. He's innocent. Should she be charged with something?
You bet. Every last person that has made their comment was right on target. She certainly should be charged. And also not only charged, but be made known that these things happen, and these are the consequences of what's going to happen when you do that. But on the other side of the coin, I'm like the young lady that was just on the show. Our young men, not only our young men, but our old ones, need to be taught about containing their flesh, holding on, and not allowing that little head to make the decision. Because that's what happens a lot of times. That head destroys a lot of families, destroys a lot of things in their lives that they wish they hadn't have done. On child support right now where they shouldn't be. So they need some kind of class. And I just kind of turned it over because that's the root cause of it. It takes two people sometimes to be put in that situation. So you have to, and I guess that's where, I don't even want to say that's where a lot of the men are missing at. You know, where a man could teach their son how to try to control that flesh. Because that's one way I found out that I couldn't raise a man. If he wake up in the morning, he's 12 and he got a Woody, what do you tell him? I don't know. But I'm just saying this is where the knowledge comes in from a man who knows how to contain his flesh. And that's my comment on that, Raheem.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Charles, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with everyone, man. It's crazy, man, because when we speak of, because what you're saying now is specific. You're saying a person who's been charged and the person who's given the allegations straight up got caught lying.
Yes,
that's what you're saying.
Yes,
you're not saying, and because what Jay was saying is correct, because and the way he said it was so correct, because sometimes people will listen in and say, well, they think this or they think that. No, he made it clear. Rape is not good. The R word is not good. Rape is not good at all. Nobody should be done that. That should be done too. And it's weird because right after that, when Badger came on, he made me think of something. What's actually happening when somebody gets these false allegations and their time taken away, they're getting raped also. Yeah. Of their time. Yeah. And it's crazy. That's because good. You can look at it and you'll see nothing happen after these people are cleared. You'll see nothing, like you don't see the fanfare or the hoopla or anything about this person got freed because they didn't do it. Their names are cleared. Should they be going for a civil lawsuit also? Should the man, take the woman to a civil lawsuit for doing these things? I actually, and like the young lady said, it ain't got nothing doing with color too. These people crazy. I actually know someone, like Rico was saying, they use violence as a weapon. As She went and got a bag of oranges. She got some oranges, and this sounds like a movie. This sounds like a, what is that, a Hallmark movie?
Yeah.
You know, I don't watch Hallmark movies, but anyway.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you
Hey,
do.
only when I'm forced to. Baby, watch it with me. God
Yeah.
dang, I want to watch this mess. Put on a superhero movie.
You
Anybody get killed in this movie?
got
I
some
make it to
popcorn?
where
You got some
right,
popcorn?
right. I make it to they don't want me to be. Just get out the room.
Yeah.
Start asking stupid questions. But no, the woman took some oranges, man. She actually hit herself, bruised herself up. That's all you gotta do is have bruises.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And the cops, they're not asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They coming to get you, and you're getting out. But the point is that you went in.
Mm-hmm.
You lost that time. You lost that money. You could have lost that job, and all these things, and just because she wanted to control you a certain way.
Wow.
So now you got to pay court costs. You know, you got to pay all these things to get out of trouble when it was never no trouble. And when the first trouble started when you chose the wrong person. But sometimes you know, to be honest, people show you their other side in other situations.
The representative, bro, they'll get you every time.
Right. They representative is just showing up, right?
Exactly.
That's how they say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, we got to be careful. And one more thing, when the class, I know the young lady was saying there should be a class out there to teach boys. You know, men, we supposed to be the class to teach our sons, man. We supposed to be the ones to teach our sons. Hey, man, you do this and you do that. You see this and you see that. And that's what we supposed to do as men. You know, hey, brother, hey, son, don't do that. Hey, nephew, don't do that. Hey, don't get caught like this. This is how it is. You know, don't be bringing this type of woman home. You know, you're supposed to be, don't be walking around with this. Don't be doing this. Don't do that. Don't let me catch you with a garden tool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hold on, Charles. You done took a turn. Hold on. Stay right there. Where my mute button at?
I got to go to the corner. All right, see y'all. I'm going to the corner.
Tucson, what do you say to that, man? Should she be charged with something if she put this false allegation on this young man? Change his whole life. Because now, you know, even though he's a lot of time, even though he's found innocent, they still are looking at him in a certain way. There's still a stigma on him. So somebody got something going on in the background. I don't know what that is, but a good deal. Appreciate it. Tucson, what do you think should happen? Should she be charged with something?
Perjury is a crime.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she should be. That's what she's probably going to be charged with if somebody file it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what she did.
Yeah.
Lies.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the bad thing about it is that's the only thing she can be charged with. She's not going to get no more time than what the crime is for.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
But see, perjury to what she tried to charge him with is just a slap on the wrist, basically.
But the penalty, you can only convict them. And maybe I don't know no too much about laws because I kind of stay away from the law. You know, I stay away from them. They don't bother me, and I don't bother them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just thinking out loud. There's a crime for perjury, and there's a penalty for perjury,
mm-hmm.
and that's the only thing they can charge her with.
Wow.
That's it. Unfortunately.
Wow. Unfortunately, absolutely.
He may stay in jail, locked up for 10, 20 years for that crime.
Mm-hmm.
But if they find out she's lying, that's why they need to go get, oh, shoot, I don't want to bring this one up. But it's because it's a whole different thing. That's why they should go get that old lady that lied about Emmett Tills.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can't charge her with nothing else, but, you know, she ain't got but a few days left. Lock up for them days. I'm just saying.
So take the last few days, you got to take them away from her. Get him here. Yeah, snatch him off the table. Yeah.
Let me have that.
Mm-hmm.
And then anybody else, here is what I believe. Anybody else that was a part of it, lock them up too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you held fast to a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't try to find out. Some people just try to find out. Don't try to find out the truth. They just go with the juicy news.
Mm-hmm.
And they just jump in on the bandwagon. Lock them up too.
Yeah. Yeah. Put them all in
If
the
you
same
change
basket.
the way you go about things, some people have to learn the hard way.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm just saying.
Good deal. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
In all honesty, she's an accomplice.
Yeah. Yeah.
She instigated the whole incident. That would be no murder. It wasn't even started from her life. So she should be convicted for more than perjury.
Mm-hmm.
She should be convicted as an accomplice to murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Or hate crime.
Mm-hmm. And I think you're right. And let's see what everybody else think. Give us a call, 508-924-3521. Whether you're on this side of it or not, tell us what you think about it. Let us hear your honest opinion. Give us a call, 508-924-3521. Should she be charged with accessory to murder? The lady that actually falsely accused someone of raping her. Should she be charged when it's deemed that nothing happened? You're lying. Curtis, talk to me.
Absolutely, she should.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have two cases that's sitting right up under y'all nose that we can go to right now and throw it out there where it was proven. And the prosecutorial misconduct that Goddess was talking so prevalent in American culture is ridiculous, right? Got the case. I don't know if the boy still play for y'all. I think he do. The cornerback for the Falcons. Y'all remember he spent a few years in prison to find out that the girl was telling the fib. Right? And then y'all got the boy, I always mess up his last name, but I think his first name was DeMarcus. I'm the one that sent the email to Oprah and told Oprah, you need to look into this because this is not right. They had the Gumble Brothers had did a special on this young kid where y'all have a statute that was written. The statute was actually written by a black lawmaker, but the prosecutor was using the statute the wrong way, finding little words in it to justify trying to send that. They was trying to send that boy to jail for 10 or 15 years. And it was a mess. And Shorty was being recruited by the Big Five, by a Big Five schools. They ruined his whole athletic scholastics. They ruined that. He wound up at Vanderbilt. He went to Vanderbilt. That cornerback y'all got down there, he was supposed to be a first-round draft pick overall. He was so good. That meant that what that means for those who don't follow sports is when the NFL hold their draft every year, he was touted to be the first pick of the draft.
Top dollar.
In that case,
top dollar.
Completely, man. And then on top of that, we got others that are in the league right now that because of false allegations have when it came to the draft, they went from being drafted in the first round to maybe being drafted in the fourth round. And what a lot of people don't understand is if you caught up in something that causes you to go from the first round to the fourth round, people don't connect the money that's lost. That is millions of dollars that has been lost because of a false allegation or accusation. So yes, she should be charged. I mean, or they go do nothing because if she broke, she ain't got no money.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, humble. Appreciate it.
What? She can't pay that.
Exactly. Wow. It's a lot of layers tied onto this thing here, man. We're gonna get to our topic in just a second, but right now I want to go to Ibrahim. Ibrahim, what do you think, brother? Do you think she should be charged with something?
Well, I have to, I want to give justice to my people and women to do. Some women will do when somebody is even mentioned about rape or anything else, right? And it'll go way off topic. But I like to say that the Quran says that if a person accuses a person, right, and it's found out that the person accused them are guilty of perjury or something like that, right? Then they should suffer the same penalty as the person that did that, right?
Yeah.
Now that goes with a lot of other things. Got our little codicils in that, because first you got to prove it. You know what I mean? And it takes and one person you can't prove it, but everything different. But I would like to say that we have to get out of that, because just like we were talking about weaponizing, right? A woman's accusation is a weapon. You know, if you're a black man of any status or anything, but I would be afraid in these days and times. I go to a bar and me and her, the bar get ready to close. And I say, y'all know what I'm talking about. You see that last one, everything sound, everything good. She said, come to my place, right? Teddy Pendergrass, And look, you get there, bam, 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 you get up in the you know what's happening, right? I didn't want to do that. I should tell you, why don't you come back overnight? Baby, look, that was just a one-night thing. Oh, it was, all right. Popo, this nigga, I was drunk and he took advantage of me. He raped me. Hey, look, it could be actually like that. He took advantage while she was intoxicated. But damn, intoxicated too. So these one of us adults, so what you gonna say, right? So who gets the penalty? In this days of time, especially the black man, right? Rich white boy, you gonna get some rhythm. Black man, you going to jail for 20 life. And you gonna have, and then if you don't, you go 5 years, you got a sex thing on you. You can't even be around your own children or be around your own children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think we have to really give justice to ourselves. Men and women, black people, better give justice to ourselves and think about it justly. You know what I mean? And as soon as somebody get accused, oh man, the media goes crazy. Black people, black women go out of their damn mind.
Hey,
Black, and that's scary, man. That's scary.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I come from the time that you be out here and Baby's sister say she, this, that, and other thing. Baby coming at you, bro. Baby in the whole neighborhood. You know what I mean? And if she's mad or something, she can't take that back. She started crying to everybody else and say, well, you keep that to yourself. Take that to your grave. Cause we done did some dirt. We don't know, you know what I'm saying? So man, you'd be surprised. I said we're not being in something like coming out there. But I feel for anybody. If a woman is raped, the actual definition of rape in Anglo-Saxon, right? It means division of property. And the old dictionary used a word called FCK-ing offense. You know what I mean? And so that was actually what meant that was an illegal transfer.
Absolutely,
But I don't think I think people should really think about it, right? Am I kind of involved in this? Did I open the door for this, right? And they was like, oh, well, don't blame yourself, don't blame yourself. But be an adult, be responsible, right? Like start crying, you want to cry and be treated like a defensive person, and then the next thing come around, you want to be celebrated because you don't cap this butt, and that's the only thing you got. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Hold on right there, brother. Hold on right there, brother. Man, I tell you, boy, you're a wealth of knowledge, brother. You're definitely a wealth of knowledge. Let me go to Rosalind. Rosalind, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Rosalind, I want to ask you a question. If a young lady falsely accused a fella of rape, he go through the whole process, he's locked up during the process, and then during the court trial, it's determined nothing happened. No. Should she be charged with something?
Yes. I'm very passionate about stuff like this, especially when it comes to criminal justice cases. I never mentioned it, but my father was accused of capital murder, rape, and sodomy of a white woman back in the late 80s. And I never forget, I was young, and my mom took me to see him. They had him shackled down. He was getting ready to go to court. And they did everything in their power to try to convict him. They manipulated the evidence and all of that. They took every piece of hair off of his body to try to make it seem like he did it. But in the end, he did not do it. It was actually her nephew that killed her, but he got accused because he had purchased some property, some goods or something from the guy, and they tried to put him in the place at the time that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But just so happened he had a very good, caring white lawyer that represented him and got him off of that case.
Mm-hmm.
But the lady died or whatever, but her nephew never spent a day in jail. My father spent 2 years in jail until he went to court, and they found out he was not even guilty.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
but yes, most definitely they should get something because that affected him. Think about it. He was 21 years old, a black guy, sat in jail for 2 years, didn't know what was going on. And he never was compensated behind that. I guess my grandmother, she was just happy that he wasn't found guilty, and they never thought about it. But like last year, I went and did whole lot of research about it, and it was a lot of stuff in there that my father, he was supposed to get some money behind that.
Yeah.
But back in the day like that, I guess they was like, well, he got off, that was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
But they should definitely get something behind it. Something should be done.
Mm-hmm. That's that old life from the life movie. Well, at least we got 2 good years of service out of him, and that was the mentality. It's sad. It's very sad. Anybody have anything they want to say on this topic before we get to our main topic of the day?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna jump in now, man, because it's like we still sort of leaving something on the table. We just heard a lot of stories that pretty much just verify something that we've been doing that's been going on since Rosewood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we really just listen to each other talk to let us know, yep, I serve it, I observe it, I seen it too, I know it. But guess what? Ain't nobody said one reason or one thing to address what causes a behavior or what nationalness, what spirit in a woman would allow her to stoop that low. See, that's the issue. Everybody know people been going through this. We repeat the same stuff over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going on since Rosewood.
Yeah.
But what in a human being will allow a woman? Listen, I know 3 women. I'm gonna give 2 for sure, because I know more than 3 women. I know several women that have lied about being raped because you get attention for it. You get a sympathy. See, we have this expectation. We grew up with this thing about women being all about sugar and spice and everything nice. And, with the expectation that, women carry themselves a certain way. They're not supposed to be promiscuous. They're nice and sweet. But then my daddy told me something. Boy, you got to watch yourself. As you get out here in this world, these girls don't want to put notches on their belt just as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
You think you the one out here being the predator, but they just as big a predator. Nah, you can't be telling the truth. Daddy, these women can't be thinking like that and carrying themselves like that. They can't be that nasty and low down, but I forgot I had aunts that I sat back watching, talking, gossip, and mimic what they saw on soap operas.
Mm-hmm.
All that sinister Jezebel behavior. So now we have this issue going on where this is not just like something rare that happens. This happens all the time.
All the time.
I know one woman that lied to me about being gang raped 3 different times.
Good Lord.
She forgot she told me about the first 2 gang rapes.
Mm-hmm.
But make an excuse for being promiscuous, for being a whore. I went to the club and somebody put something in my drink trying to make themselves cry. I'm like, look at this.
Mm-hmm.
You got the worst luck in the world. What you mean? I ain't trying to be rude. But this is the 3rd time you don't tell me this. It seemed like you would have stopped going to the club after the first one.
Yeah.
You're the unluckiest woman I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You BA nigga.
Mm-hmm.
That's too far, man. That's too far.
What made this woman say this? I mean, so it's still like, once again, we're gonna be talking about this again from now on until human beings start addressing the real issues at hand, and that is why. What causes people to do these things? What causes people to just get crazy and act out of road rage? What makes a person think it's acceptable to lie and accuse somebody of raping you just because you mad at them or you want your way or you want to teach them a lesson? I don't think people really understand what it feels like to almost feel like you're supposed to be locked up for who knows how long,
mm-hmm.
for something you did not do.
Exactly. Wow.
Ricky, Rico, how many
hold on.
women
Goddess. Hold on 1 second.
are black?
Goddess, hold on 1 second.
How many women
Goddess,
are black that
Goddess.
mean rape?
Hold on, God is just gonna ask our question anyway. Leonard, read that on the screen right there, brother.
How about people like Jussie Smollett that manufacture false race allegations? That is pathetic.
What do you say to that, Leonard?
Oh, that was just a statement, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
One, I really believe it was someone who has another agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Want to curve.
When they mentioned that question or that statement that they made, because it was kind of twisted.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame to lie about anything.
Yeah.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the underlying thing. You're lying about it. And even one will give you an opportunity to prove your case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you should be given a chance to prove just as much as prove your innocence. But remember, you have to go into court. Like, say, for instance, I was thinking about the question that you asked. It's a civil procedure because there were damages.
Yes.
There were damages to the lie that was told. So, you know, once we're talking about the law and things like that, we still have to make sure we have a system that discloses all the evidence. Whereas one, if somebody got to tell you was raped, you wasn't raped. Rape is used to be a very serious crime.
Absolutely.
And now people it's like almost, let me see what I can throw up against the wall, see if it sticks. Women know good and well the difference.
Yeah.
They know the difference. So if somebody got to talk to you,
it ain't never been serious unless it was a white woman.
And so even with all these thousands of rape test kits, not even used in the entire case, but the rape kit is sitting in somebody don't lock the door because they don't want to use the evidence that would let somebody go free. That has happened. If we just give everything common investigation, we don't sit there and blow, oh, she black, she in a certain neighborhood. We got to get rid of the bias and go after stuff like rape without being preoccupied by the color, politics, or anything like that. And we have to teach people a lesson that would use the law as a weapon.
Wow.
For every lie you tell on somebody, you should suffer that fate. I don't care who you are, district attorney, judge, defender, whoever you are. We're talking about people's lives. The least we can expect you to do is tell the truth.
Exactly. Jay, talk to me, brother.
I'm in such agreement with everyone who's speaking. Again, because you have to remember, just the accusation alone, that goes with you for the rest of your life. There's people who are dead and gone who, if you mention their name, they're still thought of a child molester or a rapist, who have lost millions and millions of dollars, their reputation, their livelihoods, all because of a false accusation because someone had an agenda. A lot of times, and I'll use myself as an example because I'm me. My love for my children, I have separate baby mothers. They'll use my love for my children against me. They'll say, oh, well, you love your children. Well, they need this, they need that, they need this, they need that. When I'm already giving you money and child support is being taken out, they use my kids as a crutch. Well, they're not coming over because this and the third. A lot of people use things like rape or false accusations, if you will, because they're upset, because they're angry, because they want vengeance. And that's how they feel. A lot of people, I'm not saying everyone, a lot of people feel that's the best way to get vengeance on someone who they feel has wronged them or they disagree with.
Wow.
It's very serious.
Absolutely. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm just listening, man. Come back to me.
Okay, good deal. We actually let me go to Willa. Willa, what's on your heart before we go to our topic of the day? What's on your heart, Willa?
Yeah, Raheem.
Yes.
I had wanted to answer Rico's question.
Okay.
Because he made such a good point. How do we get to this? How do we get there? And Rico, this is going on, and it has, and it still will. Knowledge is the key. We perish because of lack of knowledge. The Bible tells us that. God makes us aware of the flesh. Our flesh is weak. And I think I heard somebody say, well, I got 1, 2, or 3 baby mamas, you know, that's doing somewhat of the same thing. But if I had problems with one, then I would try to look at what happened and then try to change it from happening again. But we don't do that. We go on in our lives, constantly doing the same thing, thinking we're going to have different results. If you want to change something in your life, just like the Bible says, you got to start transforming your mind, thinking differently. I can't keep going after the same woman thinking I'm going to get a different result. Because there are women like that. There are Jezebels. There are women who want, oh man, women can become venge. When you talk about want to get you back, they know how. Because your flesh is weak. They know what to use. As a man, you know that. The beauty, the smell, desire, what a woman does. And that takes every thought away from you and you don't even think. That's why we're able to do that.
Manipulation.
You got the knowledge, use it, but we don't. I've known where me myself told my sons, look, don't go out there having babies out there and not marrying the women, because what's going to happen is they got the power to take your child away and you may not even see them. Oh, mama, we ain't worried about that. We ain't going to do that. Guess what happened? Exactly what I told them not to. They didn't listen. So yes, Rico, our flesh is weak. And when we don't do anything to sustain this flesh, just like God told you to, oh, we know it all. I don't serve what you serve. And that's why you go with what you go with. He already prepared us. And yet we don't want to pick the knowledge up and do nothing with it. I hope I answered your question, Rico.
Rico?
Friday, can you come back to me?
Yeah. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. I mean, and it's a level of accountability that has to go with that, because it evolves. That Jezebel spirit that I'm going to show you, I'm going to use any extreme to get my way. Yeah, you know what? I'll throw any accusation out there. You might be looking at my little girl. Wait a minute, I've been taking care of your daughter. Now you're going to tell me that you think that you don't trust me around her? Just to put that in the air does something to a man. But to go to the extent of saying that somebody raped you. Listen, when I said that this woman told me she'd been gang raped 3 times, it made my stomach hurt. I was like, who would lower themselves to such an experience? That's a sick, warped mind.
Yeah.
And like I said, it has gotten worse over time. To the point now to where you see people laughing about a man dying. I mean, I'm appalled by what I've been seeing this past week. I'm like, man, you know, he might have been rude and brutal, and you know, there's a lot of rude and brutal people in this world, but to sit back and say, karma, no, that's nasty. Just because you don't like, I mean, so there's something that has to be done about it. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be discussed, because that's the elephant in the room that people don't talk about. It continues to happen. It's been happening since Tawana Brawley. It's been happening since the females that were strippers lied on those fraternity guys from Duke. We're talking about the football player that Curtis mentioned. You know what I'm saying? It was white girls that did that to them. I mean, so it happens. And man, I mean, you know, men, don't get me wrong, there are some bad men out here. And there are things in place, or there are reasons why, you know, we get bashed the way that we do. But now I think it's time for us to start addressing some of these issues that's been going on way too long, and it still doesn't get addressed. I know in situations where I talk about things like this, other women feel uncomfortable addressing that issue with those women that carry themselves like that. Where at the same time, we're told that we need to tell these young men how they need to carry themselves. We need to tell these young men how they supposed to do this and how they supposed to do that. These young boys ain't got no guidance. The men slipping. Well, the women slipping too. Because if we have a trend, we have a culture now that's pretty much normal of people making false accusations against men for molesting children and raping girls, and they ain't did nothing.
Wow, that's good. It's man, it's so many different levels on this thing that we're talking about. Charles, I think you had something you wanted to say before we get to our main topic.
Yeah. Oh no, I thought you was on the main topic. I was trying to find out what I missed. I had to run for a minute, but
Okay.
I'm listening to everything that Rico said. And who was that speaking right before? Because I came in halfway through.
Who was I think who was that speaking before you, Rico? I know that was Willow.
Well,
Oh, that
hey,
was Willow.
yeah,
Willow.
yeah.
Let me say this.
Hey, man, that's the truth,
Hell have
man.
no
When
word
you
like a woman scorn.
right, that's the truth,
Oh,
man.
now, I don't know
You
if
have
that's
to
in the Bible. Is
listen.
that in the Bible, or just something that people said from the past? But I know it's true. Hell have no
It's
word like a woman scorn. Cause a man can accuse a woman of rape, and everybody gonna laugh at him.
It's in the man's Bible because it's the truth, man. It's the truth.
Hold on, everybody. We can't talk at the same time. Charles, go ahead.
Yeah, it's the truth what you're saying, Rico, man. But and we get ourselves in a lot of situations, like Willow was saying, by not listening. You understand? Not listening to our adults who tell us things, not listening to the spirit within us to tell us things. You know, hey, you know that sometimes you get to be quiet enough. That spirit will tell you that's not the one right there. She's not the one. Leave her alone. But that smile and that big, can't say that. You can't trust it. And then the song coming in, you can't trust it. You can't trust the big butt and smile.
Big butt, big butt, baby hair and a smile. Big butt, baby hair and a smile. Don't leave the baby hair out. But
the baby Curtis, hair, you stupid, man. You got no hair.
Baby hair and a smile. Watch your mouth now. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
Hey, you know what?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna keep it up. Well, check this out, man. You know what's real shameful? And there's some people on this broadcast right now that definitely has the capability to jump in the seat with what I'm about to say. What's shameful is if that guy is falsely accused and then sentenced off of malpractice, prosecutorial malpractice, right? And he's sent. One of the things we have not discussed is what he's going to go through when he hit that yard. You understand?
Wow. Yeah.
Gonna go, bro. Listen, man. He's going to do real things that will completely demoralize him as a human being.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah, exactly.
So
if they find out he did, if the word's out there that he did that.
Hold on, Charles. One at a time, brother. Go ahead, Curtis.
Once his jacket hit the yard, once that kite hit the yard, that in his jacket he's actually here on a rape charge, man, he's gonna feel it.
Yeah.
And as a result, it could completely alter who he is as a human being, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could damage him psychologically, socially, emotionally for the rest of his natural life. Now, some folks, some guys on the yard they have enough sense to know, okay, look, this guy, we know Shorty is innocent, right? We know he's innocent, so you know we gonna guard him. But then you have a collection of dudes that's on that, man. I don't care if he's innocent or not, he shouldn't be up in here on that. And I'm telling you, it can damage him for a lifetime. Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Exactly. Mute your line there, Curtis. All right.
Well, I wasn't gonna thought I just had somebody walking by that was speaking.
Okay, go ahead.
But we really need to address that, because when you're talking about, okay, if you're talking about reciprocity, right? What kind of reciprocity can you give a man who's been falsely accused, right? What kind of reciprocity can you give a man who has been physically violated by other men?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Come on now.
Wow.
Come on now.
See, and that's why I say, man, there's so many different levels. There's so many different levels and layers to this whole situation right here. We can't touch them all. We can't touch them all. We're going to transition over to our topic of the day. Leonard, you with us?
Yes.
Our topic today is stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. A lot of times we get in situations where we don't heed those three things: stop, look, and listen. And we jump into something, and we're argumentative. We want to argue, fuss, and fight. We want to do all kind of things, and all we had to do is stop, look, and listen. And we probably could have figured out what was going on, or what was being said, or what was not being said. And instead of having a fight, we could have had a conversation. But because of the fact that a lot of people just want to be so right that they're not willing to stop, look, and listen. Leonard, what do you say to that?
I think it's the best practice because I believe in making informed decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So I take my time to make a decision about what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't, because how do you weigh the situation? If you don't stop and take time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see you flashing something. No, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that same thing. So, it's best that you take into consideration your surroundings and everything before you start making decisions. Or what if you make a decision in a split second that haunts you for the rest of your life?
Yes.
Because you didn't think. That's how a lot of y'all wind up with babies by women you hate.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just amazing to me how some people just rush into foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many people you gonna move in with before you realize you need to get your own place?
Mm-hmm.
You so worried about being put out, get your own place. If you really care about your seed, I'm not even gonna go there. I'll wait till another night. But it's amazing how you do your dirt and then get all down in the mud. And now the next day you don't took a shower all clean like you ain't causing these things on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You keep doing them over and over, you're gonna get the same results.
Yes, sir.
I mean, when does it ever? I know a guy, 4 baby mamas and 5 kids.
Mm.
Come on, man. You don't care. You're irresponsible.
Yeah.
That's all it is to it. You're irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
You can accept it or not. That's irresponsibility on your half, and don't try to blame it on nobody else.
Yeah.
Had you stop, look, what you say, stop, look, listen.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You would have probably been a lot more happier with that decision than the one you wound up in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to talk about, I'm gonna tell you what gives me a clue to I'm dealing with a person that don't take responsibility very well.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me.
It's when they say something against my better judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So you had better judgment,
mm-hmm.
but you chose what? Why?
Mm-hmm.
just feel stupid in the box. Just fill in the blank. You're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Against my better judgment, you went against your own better judgment. The only thing you have to protect yourself.
Wow, that's good. That's good. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. Talking about stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, listen. Jay, talk to me, brother.
I'm actually I'm thinking about someone I know very closely who just met a young lady. Just met her maybe 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to see her every week. I mean, she lives in a different state. Every weekend, he wants her to come over and hang out at a friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know this person. This person could be lying to you. You met them online. They could be lying to you. They could be a mass murderer. But I don't see it that way. You're young. You don't understand yet. Mm-hmm. God forbid something happens, then you're gonna have. I wish I would have listened. So I'm thinking if you would stop for a minute and listen, and me and a friend have listened. Then it's only been a month and they arguing already like they've been married for 40 years.
Wow.
If it's that soon, you're already arguing. if you would have stopped, if you would listen and look at the circumstance, you would understand that maybe this person is not the right person for you. Maybe this is just a pit stop to your next destination.
Mm-hmm.
But that person can't see that because they're not stopping, looking, or listening.
Exactly. Rosalind, what's on your heart? Stop, look, and listen. Do we do that enough? Or do we just push the gas and go on where we're going?
Some of us do. It's all about accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Change your mindset. I mean, that's why we're given 2 ears and 1 mouth. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you just need to stop, look, listen, and close your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes we do get in a hurry, but you're gonna keep running into the same thing over and over and over. If you don't stop, look, and listen,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna keep running into the same thing. So I just say, just take accountability and listen sometimes.
Absolutely. Let's go to our Willa. Willa, what's on your heart? Stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. What's on your heart?
That's funny, Raheem. Yesterday, I worked for the White Sox,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 2 young ladies that worked with me, and we were talking about almost somewhat of this exact same thing.
Mm.
You know, they're young, and this lady, you know me, I want to talk about church, but she said that, I want to go to church one day, but I want to have a lot of fun. So then we started talking about the guys that she dated. She got a baby daddy, that was in jail, and now he wants to spend time with the son, but he still do drugs. He's still in the game. And so we talked about that. So I said to her, I said, you got a guy, and he got 17 kids with 17 baby mamas.
God,
what makes you number 18? What makes you number 18? I said, because, would you not have thought that he got some kind of pattern going on? Or is it that you thought that you could change him? You thought that you was the queen or princess that would make a difference in his life. You thought that you were so fine that what he did to those other 17 that he ain't going to do to the 18.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take responsibility of your choice that you've made now that you are with 17 other baby mamas.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they don't. Because they believe and they think that they could change people, and they can't.
No.
They think that they can make a difference in that person's life, and they can't.
Mm-hmm.
Not only the young ones, but the old ones too.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion on that right here.
Yeah, got you. Badger, talk to me, brother. Stop, look, and listen. Should more people pay heed to that band and stop just doing just because they want to do? What do you say, Badger?
I mean, if more of our society did that, we probably wouldn't be in as much trouble as we are today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've undone a lot of toxic teachings by stopping, researching, looking, listening to counselors and elders, and went, well, I don't want to be like my parents were. So I need advice of how to be a better human being.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went, oh, well, I have issues. I have anger problems and all that. I need to take responsibility and work on my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I can teach my kids how to work on their things in a positive manner that's not going to, have I have a very skewed perspective of society, I think is the term. Because a lot of times what I hear is greed, ego, selfishness, misdirection, illusions, and it's just, to me, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's still racism here and there. There's class wars here and there. Dealing with voting rights, dealing with gas prices and grocery prices going up higher and higher. Housing costs are up through the roof. Yet, you know, if you're just going to yell and complain about it and do no research and figure out why, and then reach out to other human beings and teach them why, and then eventually lead up to, you know, making a movement. If you want to be a lazy human being, stay out of the way of us other people. Matter of fact, quit voting, so that way those of us that actually use our brain can vote and actually fix our society.
Now, see, I don't know, you know, I don't know how Leonard gonna receive you saying stop voting. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm just hoping I knew what he meant.
And I think he meant something different outside of what it sounds like.
Yeah, because, you know, but that is the thing, you know, and I'm always pushing that. Like-minded, if you want like-minded people in office, you have to vote for them. That's the way this thing works. And if you go to the polls with enough, you can win. Voter registration's main reason is for the fact that, one, when we took a look at, okay, what is obstructing people from getting to the polls, and that's how you come up with all these different organizations that do all these different things to help people get access to vote. And one of my favorite instructors, Dr. Taylor, just talk about strategic planning.
You mean Dr. Taylor? Go ahead, man.
And he was talking about how important it is you make the proper assessment. If the assessment is not proper, then the outcome is probably not going to be what you desire. Because, one, if it's my heart that's the problem, why are you giving me kidney medication?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sick, but find out why I'm sick first. Just don't give me no pill. You have to take an assessment. That's what helps you come up with your plan. And then you execute that plan. But a lot of people will, I seriously, you know, was shocked that people who just all on whatever's in their mind at the time, that's how they act. If they volatile, that's how they behave with everything. You know, they change their mind very, very much. You got some people want to be a boy today and be a girl tomorrow. I don't care which day you pick. It don't really matter to me. But one, you can't. It's great to be spontaneous, but it's also best to have a great foundation.
Absolutely.
And that's what we have now. People that don't have foundations making decisions, and then they looking like fools 3 weeks later because you don't change your darn mind.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We definitely like to talk, hear from you. We're talking about stop, look, and listen. If more of us did that, stop, look, and listen, will we be in some of the situations that we find ourselves in, or will we be in a little more control? Rico, talk to me.
Repeat that again.
Stop, look, and listen.
All right. What's the question about that?
Okay. If more of us took time to stop, look, and listen and evaluate the situation before we jump. A lot of times what happens is people talk and they don't have conversations to get to a solution or resolve. They just want to be right. And so they just jump off into the conversation, running in the direction they want to run in. But if they just took time, stop, look, and listen to what the person is saying, instead of you listening because you want to make your point. But what about the point they're trying to make to you? Maybe that point that they're trying to make to you could really help you. Do we do that enough, Rico?
No, I mean, I think you could. To me, you're talking about being aware.
Yes.
Of being aware of being conscious of the real situation or the total situation. Stop and look and then listen. Stop, look, and listen. I mean, to me, it's almost like everything has a reason behind it. It might not be logical, might not be ethical, but everything that is done has a reason. Even if we were talking about the women accusing men of rape, there's a reason behind that. Sometimes it ain't because they scorn or they mad. Sometimes people are warped and they will go to any extent to receive some attention or sympathy. Now, you can have conversation with this person, and as you talk to these people, you see that they like to contradict themselves, that they are never consistent. They'll say whatever fit or to justify what they're doing, and they'll lie. They'll all, oh man, I did it for this reason, I did it for that reason. And you ask them again, and they give you a whole different reason. They let you know they just did it because they wanted to. But if you stop looking and listen, screw what they saying, listen to it, but see if it's consistent.
Yeah.
And then look and see if they are doing it in action. Because once again, my motto is words ain't nothing but sound to come out your mouth.
Yes. Yes.
So it's the way you act and the way you do things. That's your resume to me. So I'm going to look and I'm going to see how you perform and how you act, how you feel. You know, if you put yourself on a pedestal, you know, I know in some cases people feel like they're bigger than what they really are. Some people feel like they're on the same level as Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and they ain't no more on the level than, you know what I'm saying, the local wino. They just smarter than the same city. I mean, you know, it's about knowing why they feel this way. Why do you feel like you're better than? Why do you do the things that you do? And then you'll start realizing that sometimes people do it purely for the lack of attention. You know, I say this all the time. They got one definition for ADHD. That's for people that struggle to pay attention. But I think most people suffer from ADHD because they have a lack of receiving attention. They don't get recognized the way they want to. They have desires to be famous. They have desires to be respected. I think everybody ought to hear what I got to say because I'm the smartest person in the room. What I say is more important than everybody else. And to be honest with you, I can't wait till they finish talking so I can just let everybody know what I know. Well, man, guess what you just said? You just said exactly the same thing the person before you said. You ain't listening. You just on here to be seen. You just on here to toot your horn. So if you stop, look, and listen, and actually pay attention to what a person is doing, and then realize what type of logic behind it, or try to figure out the reason they desire to move this way, you'll figure out a lot of things before they even have a chance to hit you with their dysfunctional warped behavior.
Wow. Good deal. Good deal. Let's go to Goddess. Goddess, what's on your heart? Stop, look, and listen. Goddess, you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What's on your heart? Stop, look, and listen.
I think that a lot of people that come up should really pay attention to the stop, look, and listen. And when I say about the stop, look, and listen is we could talk about Kevin Samuels. We could talk about a lot of different things where some things that he might have been on point, but the fact that he didn't stop to listen to what some people were saying. Some women that he was saying, he was offensive. And he was offensive to the whole, not just to the ones that maybe should have listened. Because he had some insecurities. And that's why a lot of men really like him, because he was pointing out a lot of insecurities that they covered.
Wow.
So they didn't want to listen to what that other person was saying. Or what the next, so he was quick to try to mute or try to get that person off the phone.
Wow. Rico, did you see it that way, brother?
I didn't hear you.
I know on what Goddess was just saying about Samuel. Did you see it that way?
Yeah, I'm be honest with you. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like what he said because they didn't take the time to really hear the message. They were just thinking about he calling people fat. He said she was overweight, and really and truly they didn't really understand. He was telling you, look, man, this isn't my position. But the logic and reality of things is after you get a certain age, if you don't waste your life and abuse yourself and didn't, carry yourself in the right way, and now all of a sudden at 49 or 50, you want to get married to a high quality or high value person, man, your odds are slim. And the reason why your odds are slim because most of everybody's taken. You hear all the good men are taken, all the good women taken. Well, if all the good men and good women taking, what you got to choose from?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you picking from you are slim. I mean, number one, your odds are slim. You know, you don't have as many to choose from. Then you're still competing with very capable younger people that don't have a resume or baggage that you have. They have more of a potential to grow. Well, you know, I mean, there's so many different things. So people will get offended and listen to the words that may be true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you 5'8" and 220, I ain't gonna even say 5'8". If you 5'3" and 220, you got a lot of nerve to be talking about an overweight man, or to say that you selling for somebody. You get what I'm saying? If you've been married 5 or 6 times and you have got, you know what I'm saying, or you got 3 or 4 children that ain't never been married, evidently you went out of order. If he tells you did that out of order, then you did it out of order. It's true. So I think a lot of people did that. I mean, he was brutal. He was harsh. It was a few times I was like, man, he wrong on that. He cutting them off. But I saw what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting to the point where he didn't want people to deflect from
Mm-hmm.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, God
he
has
didn't
got
want
some
people to deflect from the topic. Because, you know, if you're not careful and you're not a good moderator, the topic will go to something else so quick that you don't even get the issues addressed that need to be addressed. And these were people that were calling him and asking, what do I need to do to get this type of man?
Yeah, exactly. And so there, and the reason why I did it, because I know that there's always 2 sides to the coin. There's always 2 sides to the coin, and not everybody can always see things in the same way. Let me go to our public citizen. Public citizen, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Pretty good. I haven't called in a while. I had a bad cold. I'm feeling better.
Glad you're doing better, brother.
Yeah. I'm just glad it wasn't COVID. You know, could have been bad. So like this question, it's like stop, look, and listen.
Yes.
It's I think it's dependent on like context, right? So like some people have addressed it like stop, look, and listen like on the street, or stop, look, and listen in a conversation, which is a different kind of way to look at the world. And like I think Rico touched on how people's ego gets involved in a conversation, and they don't listen. They don't want to be heard, but they don't want to hear what other people have to say. And this is what that Robin DiAngelo, that lady who wrote that anti-racism book, she mentioned that idea about white fragility, that white people don't want any kind of criticism about the white culture and so forth. But I see the exact same thing with Black people and every other group. So we all have to put our ego in check. My main comment though was that like stop, look, and listen. How that resonated with me was when we're alone. Like either a lot of people on this call are religious. You pray. You're communing with God. That's the time when you really stop, look, and listen. For me, I'm not religious, but I meditate, and I do believe in God. And that's when I really listen. I just block everything out. I block out all of the voices that are negative and all of the scripts that we have in our head, all the programming. And I just try to tune in to the higher power. And, it works a lot of times. And that's when I feel like peace. So that's what resonated with me, was the listening part. Was like, listen to your heart, listen to the truth, and listen to so you can live in peace.
Absolutely. That's good. Yeah. Willa, what's on your heart based on what public citizens just said? Willa?
Hey, Raheem, I'm sorry. I was just letting the kids out the car. But there are a lot of people in this world that have a lot of influence on the world. People look up to a lot of people.
Yes.
And I just thought about, just even with the sports that I'm involved in, how the players, the basketball, football players, people who have a lot to lose, and they go through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they've heard one person got in trouble about this and another person, you would think that they would just stop and say, that's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
But it does.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't realize they got a lot to lose. You got more to lose than anything. But then you ask yourself, what makes them do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, Raheem?
Yes.
Because they can make a difference in a lot of people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
They can change a lot of things, but it just doesn't. Because we got to remember this, Raheem. No matter how much money you got, how powerful you think you are, or where you are, we still put our pants on one leg at a time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's all still the same.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's my comment.
Good deal. Good deal. Mary, good morning. How you doing this morning? Mary?
I'm here. I'm trying to get Bruce a bath. It's a lot happening at the moment.
Okay, should I come back to you?
No, I'm listening to it.
Okay. We're talking about, cut it out, Charles. We're talking about stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. Now, if more people did that, stop, look, and just listen to what's going on or what's happening, would that curb a lot of the issues that we find ourselves in from time to time?
Listen to who? I think that's the issue. I think we are stopping and we're listening, but we're listening to the wrong influential people. I think that's
my baby girl right there. That's my baby girl. That's my baby girl. Go ahead, girl. You own it. You own it. Go ahead.
That would be my thing. It's just who I'm listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can say that and you can take that as listen to who you look up to, listen to who.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But if we listen to the right people, then we'll be in a better place. But it depends on who you choose to listen to.
What that influence is, what your influences is. Absolutely. Right. That's good. That's good. See, that's my baby girl there, y'all. That's my baby girl. Hey, Leonard.
Yes.
I need you to do me a favor.
She's so much smarter than you.
To God be the glory. To God, thank you. Thank you. Leonard, I need you to help me on something. You ready?
Sure. Oh, hey, hail the good Bishop Gregory Adams.
Bishop.
Man, I'm not messing with you, Leonard. I love it when you just entertain his silliness, man. You're so much. I tell you.
But Bishop, we're talking about stop, look, and listen. And I love what Mary just brought to the conversation. But if more of us just took time to stop, look, and listen, a lot of times we talk and we argue just because of the fact that we don't want to hear what nobody else is saying. We want to make our point, get our point across. We get loud, belligerent, all kind of stuff. But if we just stop, look, and listen, what situation would that put us in?
That put us in a better situation if we did that. We should stop, look, and listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mary, you can drop the mic after Mary said what she said.
Absolutely,
man. That's just it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, who are we listening to, and where's the logic in the conversation?
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's so crazy. We even jack our own self up because the thing somebody made a comment earlier said we don't even listen to our own conscience. When our conscience said don't do this, don't do that, don't hang out with him or her, we don't listen to that conscience, and we find ourselves being jacked up. But we do need to stop, evaluate what we're dealing with, what's going to happen, and then see where this thing takes us. A lot of times when I minister and I share with people, as you're driving, you have a big windshield. You got the front windshield, and as we drive, we're able to see everything in front of us, even as we use our peripheral vision through that. But if the devil will show you a picture of something and make it seem like it's so alluring and you become so desirous or lustful of that situation, but he don't show you what entail once you cross over into that. Because there's death, there's humiliation, there's so many negatives. So what do we listen to? Why don't we stop? Why don't we look? Why don't we listen? Why don't we pay attention? Pay attention to Raheem, who's showing us and giving us a lot of information that make us think about what we're doing on a daily basis. Your show is one of those shows to make us stop, look, and listen, Raheem.
Yes, sir.
Believe it or not, everybody calls in with views and opinions. You come up with topics to make us to think about, well, dang, where did this come from? Why didn't I think of that? and some of the answers are very good. But this is a perfect example of stop, looking, listening. Your show.
Praise God.
Because you bring up everyday life topics, man, to make us have a better perspective or better view on what we're getting ready to deal with or what we're facing, bro. Did you ever think about that?
Now, to God, you know what I say, brother? To God be the glory. To God be the glory.
And that's what y'all would say. But really, in hindsight, and we're in real time, this is what this show is always all about. Because you talk about issues that some people get so dumb and dumbfounded that they don't even see it, and it's right before their freaking very eyes.
Wow.
So I applaud you, brother. You know I'm gonna applaud you.
Yes,
I'm gonna give you your flowers, man, because you know that's what you do. But and as I shut my mouth now, Mary, she dropped the mic. That's it. Ain't got nothing to say.
Exactly. Tucson, stop, look, and listen. Do we do enough of that?
Yeah. Well, Mary told us, because see now what we do is we don't consider the source. We just listen. We stopping, and we stopping to hear stuff that really don't matter. It don't even make no sense. It don't even have to make sense. It's just good news, good juicy news. Sounds good. So yeah, and we're paying close attention to it. But we don't review history, it seems like, because it didn't happen before. And the way it happened, based on what it is, the evidence is there, and it lets you know that ain't gonna work out. You know that ain't gonna work out. And you mean to tell me you still done took our time to stop, look, and listen to that kind of foolishness? And here we go again.
Come on.
And you choose to make the same circle that others have made in the past. Seen how it worked out for them. And you mean to tell me you listening to a fool?
Wow.
Let's see how that work out for you. You keep on going.
Wow. And Tucson, let me hear it, brother. That ain't worth what?
2 nickels worth of dead dog meat.
There you go, Leonard. There you go. Charles, talk to me, brother. Had to get that one in. Talk to me, Charles. What's on your heart?
Tucson almost made me go somewhere else, but I'm gonna stay on track. I was before Mary even said that, and I was just thinking, who we listen to. And the crazy part about it is that I'm gonna use an example of when I was incarcerated. And you said this is what you said, Raheem. Would people be out of trouble? Would you be in less trouble if you stop, look, and listen?
Yes.
You could. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I did a lot of counseling when I was incarcerated. I went to a lot of different counselors because not that I had problems. It's just that I was always seeking knowledge of how people work and their mind works. And I promise you, man, from the different places I've been in Georgia, one thing that I heard the most of is that if I would have stopped, looked, and listened.
Wow.
And you worked there before, so you understand. They would say, if I would have listened to what my mama said the same night, or if I would listen to what my girlfriend said the same night, or I've listened to what my aunt said the same night, bro, if I have a dollar for every time I heard that.
Yes, sir.
You know how many less people will be in prison or locked up or dead?
Yep.
And it's not, and it's that, just like what Mary was saying, is that they were listening to somebody. Because somebody told them to come on, let's go do this.
Yeah.
You understand? They were listening to somebody, but they weren't listening to the right somebody. And if you keep, and what Tucson was just saying, if you keep listening to what fools do, you do what fools do.
Yeah.
You know the saying, if you hang with 9
dummies,
idiots, you're bound to be the 10th one. So stop looking and listen. And on top of that, adding what Mary said, to the right people.
Yeah.
Or the right person in your life, because that person in your life shines a certain light anyway. You understand? Or they don't. You know, sometimes people, you know, if that fool is making foolish moves and you know they foolish moves, and you follow that foolish move and you stop looking and listen to this fool, then like the song was just saying, you become that fool. But if you stop and if you got people out there, and most people do, and like I said, when I was incarcerated, I'm telling you, most of these guys, if that's what I've heard the most of, that's what I heard the most. Man, if I would have stopped, looked, and listened.
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
if I would just stopped and listened.
Yeah,
to what was being told to me. Same thing with somebody was saying earlier about the babies and the women and the babies. If they would have stopped and listened, they wouldn't have had these women act a certain way, you know, to them or towards them. But man, that's so really, really, really important, man. Stop and look and listen, man. That'll probably take out 80% of our issues.
Yeah, that'll change the game.
Yeah, not your issues, but my issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you stop looking and listen to the Bible, and that'll take out the other 20. So you're good to go then.
Look at here. But I just muted his line.
Don't mute my line, man.
Jay, what's on your heart, brother?
Don't mute his line because he's on point with it today. Again, there's a lot of people.
Hold on, Jay. You say the day, so he be off base every other day. This the only day?
Sometimes I am.
Hey, listen, sometimes I can't recall the other days. I can recall today. No, but again, there's a lot of people that are in prison right now. There are a lot of people that are in the grave right now. That if they could say something right now to you, they say, if I would only stopped, if I only would have thought about it or listened, then the outcome would have been a lot different. I think about myself. 2006, I was told not to go into someone else's house after drinking. A lot. I was told, listen, stay home, get some sleep, go to bed, sleep it off. But I decided to go against my better judgment, as we say now, and go anyway. And for that, to this day, I'm paying the consequence. So there's a lot of people who are in jail because the anger got the best of them. They didn't stop, they didn't listen, and they didn't look. There was another option. There's another, the Bible says there's always a ram in the bush, if you will. So they didn't look for the other ram. They didn't stop and think about it. Well, if I do this is B is going to happen. If I do A, B, and C is going to happen. So again, there's a lot of people that could benefit, and I agree with the pastor, the bishop as well. This broadcast is a way for us to stop to think about it or look and to listen about. With our actions and things of that nature. So again, great job on this topic today.
Hey, appreciate it, man. To God be the glory, brother. To God be the glory. Rosalind, what's on your heart?
I was just listening to Charles and
you listening to Charles? Oh my God, you messing up bad. You messing up bad. Listening to Charles.
I remember being a case manager at the prison system. A lot of my coworkers, they would be like, why are those guys always running to you because they want something did? I said, because I listen to them. If you just take out the time to just listen and don't talk to them in an aggressive manner. You have to sometimes just listen, because to be honest, some of those guys, they didn't have the ability or they didn't have anybody to talk to when they was out. So if you just take out the time to just listen to them and hear them out, then you'll get somewhere. But if you don't listen to them, then you're not going to never get anywhere. They're always going to run to me because I listen. I use my time I manage my time very well, and I listen to them, even though I had like 200 of them at one time, but I always took out the time to listen. And that got me farther than anything.
Absolutely. That's good. That's good. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
When we talk about, like, specifically, remember now when we usually talk about discipline and things like that, and remember how you talked about the road rage?
Yes.
And have you, and then you sit there and you watch somebody do something like, now why they did all that? They don't almost kill themselves and everybody else to get to where? Right here with me with this light.
Exactly.
They just don't burn up a couple gallons worth of gas or they swerve. And now we sit next to each other at the same light. And that was just 5 minutes ago.
Exactly.
You be wondering, where they going? What they got to do so important? Do they even know? You know what I'm saying? They just rushing. They're just getting people that just get in their car, just drive breakneck speed everywhere they go.
Watch this, Leonard. Let me ask you something, and I'm gonna ask you this, and this is a serious question, though maybe a little comical. But what irritates you? And I'm asking Leonard, what irritates you more? Somebody that's going fast like that, rushing and just getting all over, or somebody that's in front of you going 20 miles an hour?
You know what? Because that was a real problem for me when I first came here. That now I always leave early because I live in the country anyway, so it's gonna take me a little while. I live what I do is, and this is a practice if somebody else want to use it as well. If you getting upset that bad in the car, focus on something else. You know, like say I would rather get there safe. Or I would rather, or when you're going somewhere, hey, I don't want to change my mood for where I'm going. Or like, say, for instance, if you have a problem speeding, get behind somebody slower. Learn how to drive slower. Practice that sometime instead of always rushing.
So which one would irritate you the most, though? A fast driver or somebody that's going so slow, man? You trying to get somewhere, man. You know, not that you want to hurry to get there, man, but you don't want it to take 2 weeks.
No, if traffic, I'm more annoyed by traffic stopping. Because if I'm going somewhere, like I live out here in Covington, if I'm going somewhere, but if my mood already throwed off, by the time I get up to Nola, maybe that's a wrap. I got to turn around and go home. Bro.
I'm going on home. I ain't no need.
You know, y'all know how it is since y'all live here. It's just some days
it's slow, man. It's slow.
It's just slow. But if you used to it and you practicing, you know, focus more on your music and things. Because I had to stop it. So you ain't getting mad about everything. I remember my uncle got mad one time. My wife still laughed. We in the car. He gets mad at somebody else. Get out the car so I can whoop your ass. And I'm like, why would they get out the car now? Why? Why would they get out the car so you can whoop? Really? You need to bring that down. Bring all that down, bro.
Stop.
Because
and listen.
These are the same people that can't control themselves at police stops and how things go bad. Everybody's so hyped, you ain't even thinking. And what about folks that know you was wrong and then still act a fool?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. We it's almost time for us to get out of here. But Rico, hold on 1 second. Rico, which one irritates you most, man? A speeding driver that's just all over the place, zoom, 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 or you get behind this little slow, man. And it's not an old person, man. It's a young person, and they're going 20, 25 miles an hour, man. Know the speed limit is 55 or 65 or whatever. Which one irritates you more?
The slow driver is more aggravating because they could have went ahead and walked if they were going to go that slow. We're trying to get somewhere.
I want to see somebody doing 25 on Atlanta Road.
That's why they gave you a
gas. They'll be dead.
Gas on that bad boy. Come on, get the move. But you know, I was thinking about what your daughter said, man, because it can tie into a lot of what other people were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, she said that about who you're listening to. And I agree. You know, I think about yesterday you played that video that Muhammad Ali said about the 10,000 white people and the 1,000 of them being good. And going to fight somebody that never called a nigga. You know, that's the type of thing that I thought about when I was young. And I can remember saying these things and people be like, man, you sound stupid. Man, you sound like a fool. But then when Muhammad Ali said it, guess how much sense it made? So it really goes to show you sometimes how we actually can miss the boat because we didn't stop looking and listen based on who it came from.
Wow.
So then I heard everybody talking about the incarcerated people. Man, if I would have only listened, I would have only listened. Well, if you want to only listen to the right person, because I'm pretty sure Gucci Mane and NBA Youngboy and Young Jeezy had a whole lot of stuff that you lived by and that you took as the Bible. You took that and you ran with it. Gucci Mane said, like Young Thug said, I don't believe in God. I only believe what I can see. And so you take all these people and it's called idols. Now people choose to listen to idols because there's a reason.
Yeah.
They must know something because they got something. They got money, they got fame, they got attention, they got platform, they got a brand, and they are marketed. They are marketed to a point to where they're telling these young boys and these young women, this is the way you're supposed to live your life. And they said, well, you know what? They must be telling the truth because it's paying off for them. Look at what they got. And I think if that's the way you're supposed to do it, and just because they said it, that's the way I need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Then when they end up in prison, or they end up with the 4 or 5 kids and they 40 years old or 50 years old, looking for that high quality man. Now they, oh, you call me ran through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you didn't stop looking and listen to the people in the past that was telling you the right thing. You want to listen to Gucci Mane. You want to listen to Cardi B. So, you know, it's when your daughter was saying that, the first thing I thought about is, who are you listening to? And when she said it, I was thinking about quality people.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody with a platform and everybody with a voice doesn't deserve to be listened to. Everybody with influence doesn't need to be listened to. Mm-hmm. So I think for us to actually pay attention, just like those people that are in prison saying they wish they would have listened to their mama, or they had a man to talk to, and now they got time to listen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that has to be recognized, and we should tell this to young children and anybody we have a chance to tell this, time is precious.
Mm-hmm.
Spend as much quality time with quality people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you need to talk to them, you will tell they're quality people, because by the way they respond, you'll know they were listening.
Mm-hmm. I got this thing. I wrote it down, man. I actually got it on my other computer. It's the 2-second rule. It's a 2-second rule, and that is if I'm hanging with somebody, and we only gonna be together for 2 seconds, and think of how short of a time it is. 2 seconds. One of those seconds, I should be able to learn something from you, and the other second, you should be able to learn something from me. That way, we're feeding each other. Outside of that, we're wasting our time. Now, what if that 2 seconds was 10 minutes? What if that 2 seconds was two days? What if that however equation you want to put it in? You should be able to feed each other.
All right.
Because my thing is, if I'm hanging a group of 5 people, and I'm the smartest one in that group, then technically I'm wasting my time, because I can only go as high as my intellect, because they can't lift me any higher. Ibrahim, what's on your heart? Ibrahim, you there? Ibrahim, wake up and go to sleep. Talk to me, Charles.
If you're the smartest one there, they're in trouble, number one. But anyway,
yeah, they're in a situation, boy. They're in a situation.
You know, I had to get you, boy. I had to get you back. But no, but check it out, man. Would you ask Leonard? Would you ask him if it's too fast or too slow?
Yes, the 2 drivers.
Yeah,
which one
for me, man? If they're driving too slow, but if they're driving too slow and they're driving a Pinto.
Hey, Charles, let me say something to you real quick. You know, a younger mind would have remembered.
That's true. That's true. I done been through a lot, but anyway. No, if they're driving too slow and they're driving a Pinto, then I understand. But if they're driving slow and they're in a Jag or a Lexus or something I know got 180, 200 on that speedometer, I'm getting mad. I'm like, you don't even deserve that car. You don't even deserve that car.
How you gonna tell about what kind of car they deserve? Man,
you don't deserve that car. You don't know how to drive it.
He probably had whole conversations behind the wheel, don't you?
Exactly.
You know it. But I ain't flipping no birds though.
No, hey, it's wild out here.
They can look at the mirror. They can look at the back mirror and see me doing this.
Bishop, help us out, Bishop. Help us out, Bishop. What's on your heart? Bishop,
man, I don't. You don't even want to get me started on that, because my wife said I have road rage. So now we can jump to a whole different conversation, because I can't stand nobody riding real slow in front of me. That irks the mess out of me. I don't care if I am gonna see at the light. Get out the way.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just me. But
man,
watch what. I know you're ready to say something.
No, I ain't gonna say that. No. I'm gonna let y'all off the hook. I'm gonna let y'all off the hook this time. This time I'm gonna let y'all off the hook. Tucson, what do you say? What do you say, Tucson? Fast driver, slow driver? Which one irritates you the most?
The slow driver in the left lane. That ticks me off. I don't care if I'm. It ticks me off more when I'm riding with them. Come on now. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here and walk. I ain't riding with you no more. What you doing in the left lane?
Mm-hmm.
Because the phone rang.
Yeah.
You was going 80 miles an hour. You change lanes and slow down. Now I'm really mad with you.
Lord. Wow. We hey y'all, we got somebody here that's early, that's late for today, but early for tomorrow. My sister, Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, you heard I say you're late for the day, but you're early for tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I just wanted, I've been listening. I've been on Facebook listening.
Okay.
So I've been just enjoying what has been said, and thanking everyone for what they brought to the table. Like I said, we all have our own perspectives and opinions, and it's good to hear from different people with different perspectives and opinions. So,
absolutely.
So I enjoyed today.
Good
just
deal.
listening, and I'll probably just be listening for a while.
No.
Next few shows.
No, we got to get you. We got to get you calling in here. We ain't got no listening. We appreciate you listening, but we need you. We need your input as well. But tell me, Cassandra, are you that slow driver in the left lane?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and then I dare you to. I'd be like, just go over the top. I'd be signaling out like, go over. Because if I'm doing 70 and you up on my butt, trying to make me do 80 or whatever, I'm doing the speed limit, so you can go right on over the top of my car. I have road rage, like I'm like Bishop.
But why you in the left lane, or why you in the slow lane?
No, but that any lane, if I'm doing the speed limit, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm doing
It's illegal. That's illegal.
Yeah, I'm doing illegal.
No, you are illegal.
You're illegal.
I am not.
Yes, you are. Because it's in the state of Mississippi, it's illegal for you to be driving in the left lane when you're not passing anybody. What you doing there?
What?
Yep, well, it's in the state of Georgia. I was a police officer, so
you're supposed to break the speed limit if you're in the left lane, no matter what the speed limit is. You go faster than that if you're in the left lane.
The right lane. The law is the right lane. That's why if you look at the signs on the interstate, and it has two different speeds, one for the right lane, because that is the slow lane. Every other lane is the fast lane. And so if you're over there, you're obstructing the flow of traffic. And if an officer wanted to, he can give you a citation for it. Sometimes they won't mess with you, but if you look at them, they go around you because they don't feel like messing with you. But yes, ma'am, that is the law.
So we got to go. Well, I'm learning something because I didn't know that you should speed up. If the speed limit is 70, I need to do. If you're behind me, I need to do 80 to.
Cassandra.
No, you need to move to the slow lane.
Wow.
Yeah, get to the slow lane.
So Cassandra,
I'm learning.
So Cassandra, what I'm hearing, and I ain't the smartest knife in the drawer, but my thing is right here. You gonna help them break the law by helping them speed. So you gonna move out the way so they can go 80 miles an hour in a 70. You helping them speed.
Yeah. That's what y'all saying. So I guess I've been wrong. Because I be getting mad. I be like, I won't move. In fact, I might slow down. Lord. If you get on my button, I'm doing 75, I probably slow down. You're going to really be mad. I'll go around, whatever you want to do.
Wow. On that note, Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
If you missed today's broadcast and would like to see the rebroadcast or hear it in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dklmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Anybody have anything they want to say before we get out of here? I'm ready to go to Willa. When I go to anybody, and nobody got everything. Everybody good? Good deal. Willa!
Raheem, I'm ready.
Are you ready, Willa?
Receive the word of God.
Let's go.
Let's go. Father God in heaven, Lord, we thank you We thank you, Lord, for allowing us to get up this morning to see another day, oh Lord. And Father, if there's been anything that we've said, that we've done, that we've thought, that has been displeasing to you in your eyesight, Father, we're asking for your forgiveness. Father, we're asking for your directions this morning.
Yes.
Father, we don't always do things right. But Father, we know with you, we can do all things. Father, we believe that you can do anything but fail. Father, we trust you, Lord. And we thank you for the Holy Spirit. Thank you for Raheem and his family, Lord. Touch each and every last one on this line, Lord. Whatever their heart desire is, whatever they need, oh Lord. Father, we're asking today, oh Lord, that a miraculous miracle show up in their lives and that tomorrow they would have a praise report. Father, I thank you so much for it. I believe you've already done it. I thank you, honor you, glorify you in Christ Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen, amen, amen. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank everybody for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates to be a part of your day. Let me see. Mary? Mary, are you there? Mary has stepped away from the building.
I couldn't find my phone.
No. Okay. Anything on your heart before we get out of here?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Now, if you get something on your heart in about 10 minutes, it's gonna be too late. We ain't gonna be able to. You gotta wait till tomorrow. You gotta wait till
the show.
There you go. There you go. Rosalind.
No, sir. I'm good. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Good deal. Good deal. Cassandra.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Willa.
Nope, I'm good, Raheem. Waiting
Okay.
on tomorrow.
There you go. I wanted to go to all the ladies. Gentlemen, y'all just gotta wait till tomorrow.
Well, I got a question. I want to ask, man.
Okay.
Before you leave.
Yes, sir. What's your question?
Is it just me? Or is it anybody else that does this, man? And I tell people all the time, I don't cheerlead or co-sign. I don't toot nobody horn just to be trying to impress nobody. But I get an uncontrollable smile right before that prayer comes.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire time the prayer is going on, it's uncontrollable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't know if it's just me. Number one, because I ain't never really had, I've had that emotion other times, and I know what type of joy that is, you know. So it's funny because this is my first time ever listening to somebody pray over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And each time, the biggest uncontrollable smile and joy and anxiousness for it to hurry up, come on, happens. I don't know what's going on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just me. And like I said, I ain't trying to just over-exaggerate because I know how people like to pat each other back.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just God's honest, sincere truth. It's an uncontrollable smile and joy that I get when this woman pray.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't hold it in. I have to let people know about it every time.
Yes.
Because every time she do it, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, that's power. That's power, man.
That's that anointing. That's that anointing, brother. That's that anointing. And so, you know, it's a good thing. And I want to tell you something. I hope Willa don't mind. But, you know, every day we're going to go to her. Every day she's here. And God have her here with us, man. We're going to go to her to pray. Because I think I and a couple other people will probably be disappointed if I tell somebody to prayers out. A few of us will be disappointed. Rico, you'll be disappointed. Raheem, what you doing, man? I can hear that joking now. I can hear that joking now.
Man, it's gonna be some smoke in the city if somebody else pray for me on now.
I can hear that joking right now. Raheem, what you doing, man? Hey, man, hold on. This ain't right. But that, it's an anointing, man. She has an anointing on her, man. That actually it pours over. It pours over. And that's all. And she'll tell you too. That's all God, man. She won't take no credit for that. I promise you, she won't.
It's bigger than her body.
Yeah,
it's bigger than her body, man. I mean, like I said, this is something uncontrollable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm hard to impress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I done seen a lot, been through a lot, man, and it takes a lot to make me feel happy and joyous, man. But I'm telling you, man, when it's like a kid in a candy store, I might get excited every time, and I'm like, man, I ain't never felt like this about no prayer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I
God
just
is
want to
moving.
let her know, man, you know, hey, if you don't touch nobody, you have an effect on me, and I ain't ashamed to say it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
it is
God.
sincere and genuine.
Mhm.
It ain't too many people that I really have a whole lot of confidence in or faith in them being sincere. But man, it's just something about this that I just feel wholeheartedly that I can receive it and know that it's coming from the right place.
Absolutely. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. See, y'all don't see a lot of things that happen that I actually see on this end right here. But right before we went to Will and everything, Rico's phone somehow disconnected. That joker didn't stay off long. That joker called right. That joker called right
It's
back
getting
in.
time. It's getting time.
That joker called right back in. I said, okay. I said, Will get ready to pray. When his phone disconnected, I said, he ain't gonna be long. He'll be right back. He'll be right back. But Willa, that's just God using you, sister. We definitely appreciate you allowing him to do so.
Thank you, Raheem. Thank you, Rico. It's the Holy Spirit.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have anything they want to say before we get out of here? I see Joyful J over there. Joyful J in a place right now. You all right, brother?
I'm just smiling, man. God has smiled on us once again.
Yes, sir.
And I'm
Yes,
grateful.
Sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is now 10:12. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It is 10:12. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And then we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed.